This is Ada Cougar Football, presented by the Chickasaw Nation. Brought to you in part by Ada Nissan, Classic Cake, Carter County Dodge and Hyundai, CTS, Fenton Ford, First United Bank, Great Plains Kubota, Hilltop Dodge, Landrum ENT, Laser Zone, Simmons Bank, State Farm Agent Don Carpenter, T&W Tire, Vision Bank, and Wild Rose Place. Now, let's go live to the action with the voice of Ada Cougar Football, Kenny Morrison.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ada Cougar Football from Poteau, Oklahoma. Costner Stadium, the venue down below. What's at stake tonight? A district championship. I'm Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley. Mason Lee will be outside on camera tonight on what's going to be ending up being a beautiful night for football. A rain shower earlier. It's passed. Looks like we're good to go till overnight. Game should be completed by the next time the rain comes in. But the 8-0 Ada Cougars, ranked 4th in Class 4A. The 8-0 Poteau Pirates, ranked number 1 in Class 4A, playing tonight in the second-to-last game of the regular season, Trey Kinley, for a district championship. And, it's going to be the game that both teams have had circled for weeks.
What a difference 28 years makes, Kenny. Yeah. Same situation, 1995. Ada Cougars ranked number 1. I'm pretty sure they were coming off back-to-back state titles. 7-0 coming to Poteau, and the Poteau Pirates were also 7-0, undefeated matchup. Cougars won 7-6.
Yeah, what a game right here on this field. Cougars went
on.
No,
it was grass.
Same venue.
Yes.
Cougars went on to win their 18th state championship that year. Two teams tonight, very similar. Coach Brad Osteen going to talk to us about that on Coach's Corner. Cougars averaging 34.9 points a game, surrendering 10.4. Poteau averages 40 a game, surrendering 10.9. Two juggernauts this year, and this is going to determine a lot. It should be a very physical and great football game. I got to sit down with head coach Brad Osteen yesterday morning, and back on the Ada campus, and the Coach's Corner with Coach Osteen's coming up next. It says Cougar Football. Tonight's broadcast from Poteau, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Ada Cougar Football, streaming at K80ARadio.net from Poteau, Oklahoma. On a Friday night, no other place we'd rather be than two 8-0 teams playing on Friday night here. Maybe it's Ada, but here we are on the road. Coach Brad Osteen, Coach's Corner, welcome, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ada Cougars tonight here at Costner Stadium taking on the Poteau Pirates. Technically a week left in the regular season after tonight, but it's on the line tonight. This is for the district championship with a game left because of the way the schedules of the teams these both have already beaten this season. So this is the one that's been circled. Coach, before we dive into this one, we're going to be brief, going back and rewind because there's a lot to talk about in this one. But another big win at home last week. Took care of Fort Gibson. What many called a trap game. Not so fast. Cougars jumped on them early and often, forcing 3 early turnovers out of 7 for the game. Yeah. Capitalized to turn them all into touchdowns in the first quarter.
Well, that was the goal, was to get out on these guys, and we wanted to try to get out and handle our business for sure, but we wanted to get out in front of these guys pretty fast so we could get that behind us and get out of that thing healthy, because that was we've been trying to get healthy since the McAllister game, and so we really wanted to try to get out there, take care of business, get off the field, and get ready for this one, and so we didn't really want to overlook it or anything like that, but the main thing is we need to come out of that game healthy and fully loaded, ready to go for week 9.
The Cougars did just that. 509 yards of offense, second consecutive week with 500 plus, 29.9 0.2 yards per completion. Brock Boyle's second consecutive week with 6 touchdown passes as well and over 300 yards passing. His receiving core was fantastic as well. Cougar defense forced 7 turnovers without their 2 top defenders, Fisher Moore and George Maddox. And before we get to the Poteau game, got to talk about Kelton Stipe and Brendan Riddle moving in the middle. 16 tackles apiece, stepped up big time for your ball team.
Well, that was and that's good for us, for those guys having to step in there and do it. And it makes a coach nervous, going into the game without your best 2 inside linebackers. And then we moved Brendan back, and then Kelton. Kelton being a sophomore, he's just really, I think he's getting better every day, And so for those guys to step in and step up when they needed to be. They did exactly what we needed them to do. So just really, really proud of those two guys for, Kelton plays that position, but Brennan sliding back and playing it. And, we're worried about nothing, I guess. But those guys come out and did a fantastic job for us.
They were ready when the ball was put on the tee. The Cougars dominated Fort Gibson 48-14. Cougars 8-0, Poteau Pirates 8-0. And I think it'd be safe to say both Poteau and Ada have this game circled since the season started. They had to get here at 8-0, and they both arrived here. This is for the district championship. Poteau's ranked number 1 by most publications in the state right now. Semifinal team a year ago, lost to eventual champions Wagner. The Cougars got to this game with that 8-0 mark and trying to ride momentum into the playoffs. But this is the one, again, Coach, that has been circled. And you lose to Poteau at home last year. This is a better Ada football team. When you stepped on campus 3 years ago, this was the type of game you wanted to get the Cougars back in.
Well, this is the type of game that we talk to our kids about. That we prepare for. We prepare to beat the top teams in Class 4A, and to be the best, you got to go beat the best. And so that's kind of the thing that we talk about. We even talked about it, 3 years ago when we got here. We'll find out where we're at. When you're playing Tuttles and Blanchards and Cushings and all those guys, go find out where you're at. And some of those guys that we have right now played a lot of snaps in those games 3 years ago. So they understand, and they've worked their tails off to get to this point. But this is the one that we, preseason, last year after the season was over with, you circled this one because you knew they had a lot coming back. We had quite a bit coming back, and it just kind of lined up the way we hoped it would. And so here it is, and we got to go put it on the line.
Big game tonight. Again, winners will be district champions, and these teams are going to finish 1-2 in the district regardless of the outcome this week or next week. And they're both going to have a home game come postseason. But championships is what it's about here at Ada, and that's what the Cougars are vying for tonight. They didn't start 8-0 for no reason.
100%.
They want to finish 100%. This thing and get a big win tonight. Coach, statistically, and it's no surprise, both Ada and Poteau, best teams offensively, best teams defensively in this district. Both averaging Cougars give up 10.4 per game defensively. Poteau 10.9.
That's pretty balanced right there. So, as a football fan, and then I think the day Oklahoman has it as the number 1 game in the state and all those type of things. But as a football fan, these are the games that are fun to watch. But as a coach, these are what you work for. And so. Two quality ball clubs. Coach Warner does a great job down there. Their kids are very disciplined. They play extremely hard and play physical, and so it's going to be a fun game to coach in.
Coach, I was talking to one of your star players, Fisher Moore, earlier this morning before the taping of our interview. He was talking about, I said, would discipline and gap integrity be something that's important for Friday night? Because of the wing tee, all the misdirection that Poteau runs, and he was very elaborate with Fisher on his responsibilities. Talk about that and the key, because they have 4 guys, you don't know where the ball's going. And
sure.
They rushed for over 2,600 yards this year, over 300 per game.
Yeah, they're a wing tee offense that has just all the misdirection, so you can't get caught up with your eyes in the backfield, and that's something that Coach Shamley, he come in Sunday, put the game plan together, and then he set us down as coaches, the whole coaching staff, and we went through every key, as far as where their eyes need to be, and it goes back to being eye discipline. Because if you look back there and they're doing all that crossing action, you don't know where the ball's at. So the kids have got to understand and make this big game small, and concentrate on doing their job and be disciplined and take care of their responsibility. And then make up for any mistakes or anything like that with tons and tons of effort, and then just be physical when they get there.
This is a physical Cougar football team, the most physical Cougar team I've seen in some time, and that's why you develop physicality for these late October, November games that hopefully push you on toward another state championship. Offensively, Coach, your offense has been just fantastic. Playmakers all over the field, running game, passing game. It's been a very quick strike offense at times. You'll take a touchdown any way you can get it, but is there any importance to putting drives together in the time of possession of this game?
100%. That's the one thing. Monday after scouting reports, we set the offensive line down, and we told them it is very important to sustain drives. We can't be living down on, one play touchdown, 2 or 3 plays touchdown, 4 plays touchdowns. We need to be able to go and put together 8, 9, 10, 15 play drives and let our defense rest some, and so it's very, very important to handle our business up front. And we challenged them Monday. And so the way they practice this week, man, I'm excited about what they going to show Friday night, because it's just a mindset that I think those guys took that kind of personal and said, hey, we're going to put it on our shoulders, and we've got to be able to run the football. It sets everything else up. Obviously, we got big play potential. We've shown that, but we've got to sustain those drives. That's huge for us.
Yeah, Cougars against Poteau tonight. The Cougars again lost the game last year at Ada. The last time they played at Poteau, 1995, in overtime, 7-6 Ada win.
Wow. On
a Brandon Daniels. I think he got through 11 to 15 defenders and only 11 on the field somehow on an incredible overtime run. Extra point was the difference in that overtime win. Ada went on to win their 18th state championship that year in 1995. Coach, hope this is another step up the rung of that ladder.
Yes, sir.
For what we hope to be a fine run here at the end of the season.
100%. It's climbing that mountain, and so it's just the next step. So just really proud of our kids, our coaches, the community, the parents, everybody that's been behind us. Just show up and get loud, and let's get it.
Let's get it done tonight from Poteau. We're going to take a break, come back on the other side, have your final thoughts. Fred Kinley joined me back in the booth, and then we're going to put it on the tee, and we're going to get a district championship, hopefully, just a few hours away. This is Cougar Football. This has been the Coach's Corner. Head Coach Brad Osteen. Coach, always my pleasure.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thanks for taking the time on a busy week. Stay with us. We're streaming live at K80aradio.net and a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Costner Stadium. I'm Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley, Cara Kinley Engineering, and we've got Mason Lee on the camera. It's all on the line tonight for the 4A4 District Championship. Even with a week left next week, it's senior night tonight here for Poteau. It's senior night in Ada next week. Let's go ahead and give a plug for that. 7:30 kickoff, Broken Bow in town. And come on out, enjoy senior night as some seniors will play their last home game of the regular season. Cougars already going to have a home game in the postseason. They will finish either first or second in district with 2 weeks left because just Ada and Poteau are the only undefeated teams, and no one's close enough to catch them mathematically in the standings, regardless of what happens in the next 2 weeks. But you don't play for second place, Ray Kinley. If the Cougars have been building under head coach Brad Osteen, you heard from Coach Osteen in the Coach's Corner, now his third year. And Brad, I want to reflect. And when Coach Osteen came to Ada, he simply said, third year. Said we're going to build the things we got to get in order and do that, and put our system in. And third year, we expect to be competing for championships. And here we are, 8 games in and 8-0, and playing for a district championship tonight.
Yeah, it was kind of a buy into the process thing, kind of similar to what's going on in Norman. Brent. Coach Venables struggled a little bit first year, but buy into the process. And that's what Coach Osteen asked these players to do, parents to do, administration to do 3 years ago. And we've reached to the point where you're seeing the dividends pay off.
Offensively, in the last 2 weeks, this Ada team has gone north of 500 yards of offense. The last 3 weeks, they've scored 25 touchdowns. It's been an offense that's just been on fire. The Poteau offense, very similar as far as on fire. They do it all pretty much on the ground. They will throw. They'll throw it about 7.5, 8 times a game, complete around 5 of them, and they're usually pretty effective. But they rush for over 300 yards per game. So two teams that have been flying high, Trey, offensively, but do it a little bit different ways. The Cougars are multiple. Poteau pretty much 84% does it on the ground.
Yeah, they're going to run the ball. It's a wing T, I think, type offense.
Yep, wing T, a lot of misdirection.
They'll pass to keep you honest. It's going to be short passes, flares, screens, extended runs is what I like, extended handoffs, long handoffs type stuff. They have athletes. It is bigger. than they are. Don't know about speed, but we're in southeastern Oklahoma. They're going to come off the ball. They're going to hit you. They're going to punch you in the mouth. You got to punch them back.
Yeah. Should be. It's just a great matchup on paper. Cougars come in, again, winners of 8 straight. Poteau the same. Poteau made the semifinals last year. Lost to Wagner. They're in Ada at Coyisto Stadium in the semifinals. Eventual state champion Wagner Bulldogs. East Central, that's where that game was played. And Poteau played twice in Ada last year. Regular season, beat Ada 27-0 in a rain-soaked game. That they came out in that game, Trey, and got Ada early.
Yeah,
20-0 late before when the first quarter was over.
Yeah, but it was on a 1-yard drive, a 20-yard drive, a 36-yard drive, and a 24-yard drive.
Those are the things you have to eliminate in a game like this.
So they started at the plus 36 for their worst possession in the first quarter. We had 2 turnovers. We had 2 not very successful punts. The weather was bad. They were playing in it too, though. So it was a humbling defeat, and I'm sure it's on the mind of probably both teams. Hopefully they're thinking, man, we whooped them last year.
You know, I've been to practice a couple times this week, and this team is level-headed. This team is confident. This Cougar team is energized, playing with energy, had a great week of practice, much like they did when they prepared for the McAllister game here earlier this year. Trey Kinley, this is a familiar sight in 1995, the last time the Cougars played in this venue.
Kenny, it's the first time I've ever been to Poteau in my life. 1,462 weeks. 10,234 days ago. Friday, October 20th, 1995. The Ada Cougars came over here undefeated, 7-0 against a 7-0 Poteau team. It's the eighth week of the season. Brandon Daniels, the quarterback, coming back from an injury, got injured early in the season. John Snake Stevenson had played admirably, continuing that eventual 42-game winning streak that the Cougars had. But in that game, it's 0-0 after regulation, Kenny. Ada did not play well, but I'm going to give a recap to this game.
Yeah, we'll get time.
I enjoy talking about it. Poteau takes the ball first, scores a touchdown. They line up in the swinging gate. Have 8 guys to the left, center, holder, and kicker. They snap the ball, and in probably one of my favorite, maybe the best individual defensive play I've seen, Brian Hughes, last year senior Andrew Hughes' dad, they snap it. He's 1-on-3 and makes an open field tackle. So Cougs are down 6-0 with the ball. First play, Brandon goes 10, scores. I can still hear Mick. Yellow flag on the field, backs him up. So Ada's got 1st and 25 in overtime. And Brandon gets it again and runs, I'm going to say 75 yards, not because they were on the 25, but ran right, ran left. Talked to Coach Jeff Waters today, says he thinks he broke 13 tackles on the play. Mick in the book talked about he ran through some cheerleaders and band members as well. But Brandon scores. It's just sheer determination. You could tell the ankle was hurting. Poteau calls 2 timeouts trying to ice a kicker, and Clit Sutton kicks the extra point, and we go on to win 5 more that year, 2 the next year, 42 games. That's the 3rd championship in a row. But 2 out of 3 plays, maybe the best defensive play I've ever seen individually, and then the best offensive individual effort that Brandon had getting into the end zone. I remember it to this day, right down there. Started over there, went that way, then went back around that way. It was grass back then.
Your point, but the camera's not on you, so you're back to the north end of the stadium here. If you're watching on the TV, it's to our left from the video screen as we're on as this field runs north and south here tonight. So the captains are coming. They kind of changed the pregame stuff because of senior night, so bear with us about our break. The entire Poteau senior class will be captains.
And they had 704 of them introduced in senior night.
They had a bunch. We won't try to give you all of those, but the Ada Cougars wearing white on white, got the maroon helmets, of course, out there. Fisher Marr back in the lineup. It's Brendan Riddle, Cord Coffey, and George Maddox locked arm in arm, heading to the middle of the field for the coin toss. M&M Brothers didn't play last week. Fisher was the deep snapper. But Brennan Riddle and Kelton Stipe stepped in the middle, did outstanding with 16 tackles apiece. But it's good to have your two senior leaders averaging better than 10 tackles a game back in the lineup.
Yeah, it's a game that I don't know that they could have made them miss. They're excited. Poteau's excited. Cougs already running out. Kenny.
I don't know if they're going to bypass the national anthem or what they're going to do.
I don't know what we're doing. I'm going to give you guys a warning tonight, too, depending on which window we look out of. It's hard to tell numbers for the Poteau Pirates.
It really is a little bit difficult. And Mason Lee, if you want to, you got
the cool thing is they're shooting off fireworks for the Cougs running out.
They are.
That's awesome. Talk about some hospitality. Interesting.
As the Cougs, we are on the west side of the stadium. I think I got my directions correct, Trey Kinley.
Sure.
Field runs north and south. At the coin toss at Middlefield, Cougars are trying to win the toss here tonight and see what happens first. You know, we talk about some more keys of this game. I talked to Coach Osteen about them in the pregame in our interview. And, you know, this has been a big play aid offense. 36 plays of 20 or more yards. They've been explosive. But the
cool thing, Kenny, about that is 19 and 17. 17 runs of over 20 yards, 19 passes of over 20 yards. So even the yardage is balanced, but even the big plays.
Poteau wins the toss and defers, I believe.
I thought he said.
They will receive. Poteau wins the toss, will receive, move north to south. They decline, Carter? Okay, so we'll get that in just a moment. We're going to have the national anthem. We'll take our final break, come back, get ready to kick it off. This is Cougar Football streaming at KADAradio.net, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back. You see the Ada Cougars below it on Costner Stadium. Kenny Morrison in the booth with Trey Kinley playing for a district title tonight. 2 8-0 football teams. The number one game in the state of Oklahoma on this Friday night right here in Poteau as the Cougars have been building for this moment for the entire year, Trey Kinley, and they have it has arrived, and we're about ready to put it on the tee. It's a Cougar team that if they have done what they did earlier this year in a couple of games when they were hitting the mouth early, but talking about the McAllister game and Hilldale Salisaw when things weren't just going their way offensively.
They started the year that way.
They've always responded. This is going to be one of those games. There's going to be probably some 3-and-outs. It's a good Poteau team, but you just got to keep your discipline, keep your poise, and then do what you do. And the Cougars, I think, are flying high. They're ready to show the rest of 4A in the state. This Cougar team has a chance to make a big run. They will receive. So Poteau won the toss and deferred. Ada will receive and move from south to north. Deontay Lindsay, LaKeven Richardson will go be the deep men. The up men. Is that Brennan Riddle and Carlock? Stipe on the force, yeah. Stipe
and Carlock.
Stipe and Carlock.
You got Case Stafford and Eli Justice, Chauncey Chase, Brennan, JB, and Braden McGilbray.
One of the best kickers in Class 4A, Ethan McBee, maybe in the state. He's a really good one. He's hit a 47-yard field goal this year. Also their punter. We'll put it on the tee, north end of Costner Stadium. Kicking it north to south. Game time weather conditions, 64 degrees. Winds from the north-northwest at 3 miles per hour. The Ada Cougars set to go against the Poteau Pirates for the 4A District Championship. The ball's in the air. High kick. It's going to be LaKeven at the 1. Now back to the goal line comes left 10, 15, looking for a block, sideline 20. Nice move, got outside the 20-yard line. A good return up the near boundary by LaKeven to set the Cougars up for their first possession. And this Cougar offense that's been outstanding gets their biggest defensive test to date of the season. They start at their own 25-yard line after a LaKeven Richardson 25-yard return as he backed up to right at the goal line when he retrieved it.
Yeah, I was worried they weren't going to let him bring it out. If you touch any part in, you're not supposed to come out.
We'll set the Cougar offensive starters in just a moment. Boyles, Brock in the gun. Takes it. Hands off to Xander coming left, and he's slung to the ground on first down by Darion Brooks, one of their seniors. Big-time play by Brooks up the middle. He plays that left defensive end position, and kind of a 4-3, but they run some odd stacks out there as well, as they really will change it up a bit defensively. They'll stand some guys at times, Cougars go Dawson Matthews, Isaiah Hayden, Kel Fuller, Caleb Suneagle, Ashton Rowell, left to right across the line. Brock waits, has it, handoff. Xander again, up the middle, crosses the 25. Behind that offensive line. Cord Coffey trying to throw a block there to tie it in. He got a couple back up to the 26, brings up 3rd and 8 here early in the game. Summers on the tackle. So from the 26, LaKeven Richardson to the boundary side of the left side. You got Deontay wide right. He caught 3 touchdowns a week ago. Boyles threw 6 for the second straight week. Last week, takes the snap, looking, LaKeven, the catch at the 30, first down, 35-yard line. A quick out to LaKeven Richardson, and the Cougars get a first down out of the gate. LaKeven, a little demonstrative, showing his excitement at the end of the play. But the Cougars have a first down, and the Cougars like the matchup over here. They think that Dax Collins, a Tulsa commit, who will play running back and also plays defensive back, will be matched up with Deontay a lot of the night. They like the matchup with LaKeven, but right now they're going to put number 3, White Gamble, out in ISO coverage on Deontay. LaKeven in motion. They hand it off up the middle to Xander, trying to bounce to the edge. Can't find the edge. He's drugged down again. Darion Brooks, number 4, who does a great job getting to Xander. And, you know, there's going to be plays like this. That's just the way it is in a heavyweight football game. You lose a yard, you gain a yard, you lose 2. You keep doing what you do and try to bust the big one or just to sustain a drive. There was a good 3rd down conversion a moment ago by the Cougars. They've been pretty good on 3rd down this year offensively. And they come up to the line of scrimmage now on 2nd and 11 from the 35-yard line.
Double stacked on the edges. You got Case and Keeve on the far right, Deontay and Kamari on the far left.
That's going to cause, I think, a Poteau timeout as Cougars came out in that double stack formation. They burned one early. We'll take one here on this side. 9:49 to play opening quarter from Poteau. Cougars have a 2nd and 11. This is Cougar football streaming at K80Radio.net, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Well, the Cougars came up, had 4 receivers stacked on each side of the field. Poteau didn't like what they saw, called a timeout. They used their first quarter, the 9:49 mark. Cougars took the ball at their own 25 after a 25-yard kickoff return by LaKeven Richardson. Got a first down on 3rd down. Cougars 40% this year on 3rd down. Maybe a key down in this game. It's going to have to battle for everything. Again, you got trip receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Poteau, a lot of movement along the line of scrimmage.
Deontay's
play action by Brock. He throws out to the flat to Deontay, and he missed him.
A little high.
He had him at the 45-yard line. Pass sailed high, incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 11 for Ada from the 35. Brock Boyles coming into this game for the season. 67 of 126, 20 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He's thrown 14 touchdowns without an interception in this run that he's on. The Cougars at the 36-yard line officially.
Should be at the 35.
Yeah, now they move it back.
Yeah.
Yep, I thought I had the 35 on my spot chart. You got Rhines on the hip of Boyles, and the Cougars move, going to break it 3rd and 16. So a false start against Ada. Their first penalty of the night. They've been better in that department the last few games for the season, though. Still just over 10 penalties and 8.6 penalty yards per contest. So behind the chains at 3rd and 16 from the 30. They need to reach the 46-yard line in Cougar territory. Opening quarter from Poteau. 9:43 to play. Pretty good Ada crowd has made the trip to southeastern Oklahoma. 4 receivers out. Boyles back, screen pass, incomplete. It looked like Brooks might have been almost the intended receiver. Poteau read it well, and the Cougars will punt on 4th and 16.
I like that play with Deontay there on 3rd down, Kenny. What I'd like to do is see him, scoot him in a little bit closer. That was hash to far numbers, long throw, but they were playing off of him about 15 yards.
Brock Boyles in punt formation. He's been solid this year. Takes the snap. Line drive kick. Hits at the 50. Cougar bounce inside the 40. Deontay waits on it to roll dead, and it will at the 30-yard line. So he goes 40 yards and no return. So a good punt by Brock. Deontay downs it. Brock came into the game 33.2 per punt on 25 attempts. And
got a flag down here, Kenny, on the 30-yard line. Carter's saying some type of block.
So after a 40-yard punt and no return, let's see. The officials discussing the call at the 45-yard line. We'll set the Ada defense as they discuss that. And, Trey, if you'll pick up the call for us in a moment, we got Will Johnson, J.B. Coyle, and Cord Coffey left to right across the defensive line on this 3-4 defense. The inside backers, George Maddox and Fishamar, both averaging 10.1 tackles per game, back after missing last week. The outside backers are Brennan Riddle and Xander Rhines. The left corner be Deontay Lindsay. Right corner, Kamari Richardson. The safeties are Colton Carlock and Chase Bailey. A defense that has forced 27 turnovers, 7 last week. They've picked off 20 passes on the year, and we're going to re-kick it, it looks like.
It's either a legal formation or a false start.
So a false start.
Back us up to the 25.
That's too bad because he had a 40-yard kick and had him pinned. That's one thing you want to do is win the field position battle. Poteau, a team that they can shorten a game with that way they play offense. Brock Boyles takes the snap through his hands, and that's where the penalty killed you. And just like last year, Poteau takes over at the 8-1-yard line after Ada's first possession. Well, you have a 40-yard punt and no return and a bad snap. This is one of those things you just got to fight through.
Snap was a little bit high, Kenny. I think Brock will tell you he should have caught it. Hit him in the hands, but it was high. It's unfortunate. Like I said, I think we just didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage on the punt. Is that a fumble, I guess?
It's got to be a turnover. A fumbled snap on the punt. Recovered at the 1-yard line in Ada territory.
So I think it's a 24-yard loss for Brock.
So just like a season ago on Ada's first possession, an interception by Poteau ended up at the 8-1-yard line. They scored one play later. Sam Tekla, the sophomore quarterback, quickly to the line of scrimmage, hands it off up the middle. The Cougars have stuffed him.
Nope.
Did the ball come out?
No.
George Maddox in there again trying to get a number on the ball carrier. There are hard numbers to see as Tekla was a quarterback.
Carter thinks it was 15. Holden Maddox.
Holton Maddox, 5'9", 175. Yeah, he has 10 touchdowns on the year.
Somehow he did not lose a yard.
So still at the one man in motion. Tekla going to hand it off on the sweep to Dax Collins. He's in the end zone. Got buck sweep running left and a quick touchdown for Poteau. Again, a 1-yard drive after the miscue by Ada, and Poteau is struck early. And this is what we talked about. Negative things will happen in big games. The Cougars get to show the resolve early as Poteau's in the end zone leading 6-0 at the 8:44 mark.
I've got a funky formation here, Kenny. Not hearing anything in my right ear.
Welcome to the club.
This should be a penalty on him. This guy was in formation. That's an illegal substitution. Thank you.
Dax Collins will hold for McBee for the extra point, and the laundry comes out. So a 1-yard touchdown run. And again, it's red numerals on black jerseys, and some of them are, you can tell the numbers, but some of them are tough when they get bent over. But I do believe that was their Dax Collins, the Tulsa commit, who scored the touchdown. He has 75 rushes for 625 yards this year, 7 touchdowns. He gets over 8 yards per catch or per run. So Poteau leads at 6-0.
They called a penalty on us, Kenny. I'm not sure what the penalty. They said illegal substitution. That's bizarre, man. They declined it.
So McBee will try the extra point. Poteau trying to take an early 7-0 lead. Collins places it down, and McBee drills it between the irons. And Poteau strikes first after an Ada miscue. Poteau Pirates lead at 7-0. This is Cougar Football streaming at KADARadio.net, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Costner Stadium. Poteau, 2 plays to go 1 yard after an Ada miscue, and unfortunate on the punt that Brock Boyles couldn't handle the snap after he got off a great punt of 40 yards and no return, but a penalty made the Cougars re-kick, and it proved costly. As Poteau leads 7-0, Ada will get the ball back. And Ada, one thing they haven't done in the last several weeks is turn the football over. And again,
technically, it's not a turnover. Just turnover on downs.
Works like one.
Yeah.
So McBee will put it on the tee at the 40-yard line, middle of the field. Cougars We'll get it back. McBee high kick, driving kick into the end zone. He's got a leg 10 yards deep in the end zone, and the Cougars will bring it out and start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Second Ada possession, had 1 first down on their initial possession. Ada offense again. Dawson Matthews left tackle. Isaiah Hayden left guard. Cale Fuller the center. Caleb Suneagle right guard. Ashton Rao right tackle. The quarterback is Brock Boyles. He'll be joined by Colton Carlock at running back. The sniffer back, Brennan Riddle. LaKeven Richardson and Deontay Lindsay, the wideouts. Cord Coffey wearing 87, the tight end. From the 20, Brock Boyles awaits the snap from Fuller. Man in motion's LaKeven. They run a reverse to LaKeven, running right, looking for the edge at the 20, and is ushered out of bounds, got nothing.
Got to do a better job blocking out there on the edge. I think it was one of those things where we fired off and got a block, but then it took a minute for the play to get out there, and you either hold or you get off the block.
Dax Collins ran him out of bounds. Collins has some speed. 2nd and 10. Case Stafford brings in the play, senior wide receiver. Kamari Richardson also in the game. Play clock down to 16 as the Cougars break the huddle at the south end of the stadium. Down 7-0 early here in Poteau. Senior night for the Pirates. Boyles in the gun, single setback. Actually, he's in the pistol. You got Carlock lined up behind him. Takes it, hands off to Colton up the middle, and he finds a small crease to the 22 after a high snap. So a couple for Colton. Carlock, 48 rushes, 339 yards on the season. Waddell on the tackle. So the Cougars again face a 3rd and 8. They're 1 of 2 on 3rd down. Trying to get in a rhythm with play calling early against this Poteau defense. Cougar offense has been outstanding this year. Down 7, trying to continue a drive. Boyles awaits the snap. Play action. Steps up in the pocket. Fires incomplete. Almost intercepted. Whew. It was off the hands of LaKeven, and the Case almost got it after the deflection. One LaKeven had, but couldn't hang on to it, and the Cougars are 3 and out. Wyatt Gamble on the coverage. Cougars now need to settle in, need a good punt, and try to get a stop defensively. Down 7-0 early to Poteau. Poteau's had some big wins this year. Of course, 8-1 last week. I'll give you the scores from both the last week's games in just a moment. Boyles takes the snap. A high or low driving kick at the 45. Going to stay in Ada territory, go out of bounds to the 47. 25 yards and no return. So Poteau, for the second straight possession, starts in Ada territory with 7:49 to play at the Ada 47-yard line. This is where the defense will get a chance to not being backed up, Trey, against the goalpost. Have a chance to maybe throw a stop up here against this Poteau offense, and again, that averages 387.6 yards per game, 331.3 on the ground. Kelton Stipe's going to come in. They go to kind of that three inside linebacker look. Saw this in practice this week. A lot of movement out of this wing T offense. Tekla pitches it to the edge, to the 40, down the boundary for close to a first down. Spencer Perry.
Going to add 15 onto it, Kenny.
Got a face mask over there? He got all the way to the Ada 35. He got 12 on the pitch play, and then, boy, the Cougars right now just kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
Kenny, just FYI, they started on the 46.
So a face mask, if it's a personal foul face mask, it moves it all the way to the 20-yard line. So the end of the play was the 30. It went to, again, they got about 4 or 5 different running backs that will carry the football. It's a 5-yard penalty. They're going to call it incidental, I believe. Well, no, now they're confused.
We're so confused.
The play ended at the 35-yard line. That's where you mark it off from. And they mark it a 5 yard. So a face mask moves it to the 30. So a first down. A single receiver comes right. They quickly come to the line of scrimmage. Tekla, the quarterback, going to roll right. Wants to throw. Being chased. Those that high, it's caught for a short gain. Colton Carlock on the coverage. Number 6 out there on the catch is Jackson Summers to the 27-yard line. Summers, one of their leading rushers a year ago, broke a collarbone early in the season, slowly getting back into the mix. It's a team that's deep at the running back. They came in with 4 guys with 60 or more carries, and that doesn't include Summers, one of their leaders a year ago. 2nd and 7, the ball at the Cougar 27-yard line. Tekla, the sophomore quarterback, rushes to the line of scrimmage. Little counter play coming left. Good tackle. Cord Coffey's there. The Cougars stuffed that one on the counter. That time they stayed home, Trey. The reads were pure on the handoff to Summers, and he went nowhere.
I believe it was Deontay that got in there with him.
So this is a big third down play. The Cougar defense on third down this year, 32.8%. Opponents converted 40 of 122. The ball set at the 27.
Kenny, normally I'd say this is 4-down territory, but with the kicker, I mean, you're looking at 43 from where he's at. So.
Yeah. Burke Perry, the center, over the ball. They hand it off on a handoff to Collins running left, and he's short of the first down as he made a man miss, but Will Johnson able to gather him in, I think, just short. Going to mark it about just outside the 30, or outside the 20, excuse me. He's shifty. I guess we're officially marking it at the 21 because they need to reach the 20 for the first down, about a 3/4 of a yard short. So 4th down. Poteau in aided territory, leading 7-0 early. First quarter, 5:45 to play. Tekla to the line of scrimmage. Going to hand it off up the middle for a first down. Headed to the end zone is Perry, but he's grabbed from behind by Coyle. JB caught him. As again, they got great blocking up front. Spencer Perry is finally brought down right at the 10. It should be 1st and goal. Got 11 yards on 4th down. So 1st and goal, the ball straddled the 10-yard line. Sideline warning against the Cougars.
Seriously.
With 5:38 to play. Cougars a little bit too close to the field. No damage there, just a warning to the Ada team. So the Cougars backed up defensively, down by 7. Tekla, the quarterback, great game manager, to the line of scrimmage. Single setback is Perry behind him. They run it a little counter play. And
he's got to make tackles,
yeah,
boys.
Summers just breaks tackles. They hit him at the line of scrimmage. Carlock finally brought him down, but Summers just kept plunging forward. Going to mark it right around the, 3-yard line?
Number 6, Jackson Summers, the ball carrier.
A little counter back coming left to right. They'll mark it at the 3, so Summers got 7.
Down to the 3-yard line. It's 2nd down.
2nd down for Poteau. On top by 7. Pirates.
Eli Justice in at the star position.
Single setback again. Man in motion. Tekla going to hand it off. It's nowhere to go. Cougars that time did a great job. Coffey is in there. It's Waylon Waddell. Again, they have so many guys that will carry that football, and Waddell got nothing. It looked like Cord Coffey might have been the first Cougar to get there. 3rd and goal. You know, this offensive line for Poteau averages right at 204 up front.
Yeah, they're not big, Kenny, but they're pushing us right now. We've got to bow our necks here. We've got to shore up our tackling.
A lot of strength, man in motion. Tekla going to hand it off to Collins on the jet sweep. Stop, tried to turn it back inside. Deontay's got him. The Cougars strung it out. Deontay would not go for the 360 pirouette by Collins. Buries him back outside the 5 at the 6-yard line.
Great job by Deontay, and a good job by the middles.
Actually going to mark it at the 4.
Yeah, lost a yard.
That'll bring on McBee for a field goal. Collins will hold. They tried to get the speedster Collins to the edge, but Deontay read his keys beautifully.
I don't like 11 being the holder, Kenny.
Got to watch it. 21-yard field goal attempt by McBee. Snap is back. Kick is up, and he's got it. So Poteau has a field goal. 3:40 to play first quarter. Cougars try to breathe and get their offense going. 10-0 Poteau. This is Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast and presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. 4 minutes and 9 seconds. 8 plays, 42 yards. A McBee field goal of 21 yards. And Cougar defense bent again. But again, just so far, we got to break this. We got to break what's going on here, Trey. Both Poteau drives have started in aided territory, the 1-yard line and the 46-yard line. That's what happened a year ago on 4 drives. Cougar to try to change that here as they receive the kickoff for the 3rd time.
They've got to get it. They've got to flush it, Kenny. Got to flush it. You can't remember last year. You can't remember last drive. Let's go.
Kick into the end zone again by McBee. So Ada will take over. Wouldn't be surprised to see maybe some short first down passes here. Maybe try to. We'll see. I mean, Coach McCurley, Coach Osteen, the whole staff has done a great job play calling. All season long. Poteau is the best defense the Cougars have faced all season long, and just got to find some rhythm, get this offense going. Twin receivers right. Brock the quarterback. Riddle might get Marr the sniffer back. They're going to hand off and nowhere to go. They try to go left, and is that Xander trying to cut it up inside? He got maybe a yard outside the 20, about a football length outside the 20. We'll give him one. 2nd down and 9. That Poteau defense again, stingy.
No gain on the play. It's 2nd down.
2nd down. Just outside the 20-yard line. Lindsey comes left. You got Richardson in the slot to the right, the Z. Boyles, the quarterback, takes the snap. Hands to Ryan's running right. Cuts up field. Got a 1st down at the 30, 35, secondary, 40, 41. There you go. Got some blocking out front. Found a play that would work. And Xander Rhines turns it into 21 and a Cougar 1st down.
No dancing in the backfield there, Kenny. Xander took it, saw the hole, and went.
Good blocking on the edge, too, to give Xander a little crease. He comes out of the game. Colton Carlock in at running back. Cougars' 2nd 1st down. 2:50 to play in the opening quarter. Poteau has struck early with a 10-0 lead over the Ada Cougars. Ada miscue gave them a 1-yard field on their Ada first possession on a punt mishandle of a snap. Stafford comes to the left side. Lindsey one-on-one coverage out right. Carlock running left, breaks an arm tackle, trying to get to the edge. Does 40, 45, 50, sideline, 45, 40. Hello, end zone. Colton Carlock, 15 at the tail. He got drugged down. Out of nowhere came Dax Collins. It looked like Colton was heading to the end zone. I'm not sure where Collins came from. He just darted in there, but Colton from his own 41 to the 13 in Poteau territory, 46 yards and a Cougar 1st down. His strength just broke an arm tackle to get into the edge. And I thought he was headed to the end zone. I apologize for that, but all of a sudden Dax Collins just shot in like a bullet to grab him.
Got another penalty.
So the 1st down for Ada on the Carlock run. And again, Poteau had some great penetration.
Sideline warning again. Couldn't get the chains moved.
The ball at the 13. Let's see if they're going to move the Cougars back. So a sideline warning against the Cougars. Coach Osteen will address his club and tell him to get back. Cost him 5.
Where did he get down to, Kenny?
13-yard line. He was in between the 14 and 13. They moved the penalty back 5 yards to the 18. He went from his 41 to the 44-yard jaunt, 46-yard jaunt. Carlock going to get it running right this time. Patience cuts it up inside, breaks a tackle, 15, 10, 5. Colton, did he get in? No, at the 1. Oh, Patience by Colton Carlock, 17 yards to the 1. That was beautiful patience, Trey Kinley, by Carlock. He just picked his way down the line of scrimmage, and that blocking, well, look at that in just a moment. Boy, they just pinned some, they did a great job giving Carlock a spot to run through. It's 1st and goal for Ada, quickly to the line of scrimmage. Carlock, direct snap, running up the middle, trying to get to the end zone. It's a rugby match at the goal line. He didn't get in. Fisher Morrow was up there at an up back position, trying that jumbo package. We're going to mark him at the far end. It's hard to see that the 2 lost a yard. We're going to mark it at the 1. So no gain. 2nd and goal for Ada, trying to get back in it. $1:33 to play. Pirates have scored the first 10. Ada, though, started this drive at their own 20 and done it on the ground. A big run by Colton Carlock. Lindsey goes wide right. Carlock in the Wildcat. Going to take it. Run behind Martin Riddle. There you go. It's a walk-in for Colton, and the Cougars got punched in the mouth. They've thrown a haymaker back. It's 10-6 from Poteau on the Cougar touchdown. Colton Carlock finding the end zone for the 2nd time this year. And Ada is within an extra point of only being down 3.
Sorry, Kenny, I got behind there, and welcome back to Poteau, Trey. Welcome back. Did we score?
We're in the end zone. Caden Mitchell, the extra point off a Case Stafford hold. Fisher Marble snap it. Mitchell's extra point is up. It's up, and he split the irons. He got it. The Ada Cougars have struck. They've gone cross-country in 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And that is a 6-play, 80-yard drive, Trey, all on the ground.
Yeah, good job sticking with the run, sticking with the game plan. You get the quick hitter by Xander, and then you got them on their heels a little bit. Colton makes a good play. We had Kenny. I apologize. I'm not on the can't get on the replays from the box, but there was 2 guys on Colton's long run. Had a double team here at about the 30-yard line. It was Brennan and somebody else, but they had a great block here that allowed Colton to go an extra 17 yards.
Colton Carlock did a lot of that drive. He carried the ball 4 times on that drive. The biggest run.
He was dead in the backfield, Kenny. 40 long run.
46. It was a 46-yard run. But I talked to Coach Osteen about this in the coach's corner. He can't arm tackle the young man.
No,
he can't look like it. And in his first big run of tonight, he breaks an arm tackle, then picks his way down the sideline. Did we get that Colton Carlock 46-yard run earlier?
At the very end of it, but that's it.
We'll try to have the touchdown replay here in just a little bit as well. 10-7. Ada will kick off, going from south to north. Caden Mitchell, high kick. You want to kick it away from low kick. Want to kick it away from Dax Collins. Ball's being fumbled. Finally picked up at the 25 and nowhere to go. Maybe to the 30-yard line.
I think that was 17, Kenny.
Number 17 or 87. It's either
17.
Adrian Conchos, a big 6'3", 205 tight end, bobbled it. Finally got out to the 31, so the Ada defense back on the field.
He picked that up about the 25.
25, got a 6-yard return. Defense will have Ashton Ryle out there at a backer, Maddox and Marr. Kamari Richardson at a corner with Deontay, number 15 for the Cougars.
Coming this way.
Yep, got a handoff, got some room in the secondary across the 40.
He's still not down.
Broke a tackle, 45-50 at the Ada 48-yard line. That's Jackson Summers. Cougars not tackling well tonight early. Summers went all the way to the Ada 49 on first down. He got 20. Eli Justice was in on the last play for Ada. So from the Ada 49, again, this is a potent offense running the football. 331.3 yards rushing per game through 8 games. They hurry to the line of scrimmage, wing T formation. They run it up the middle, and nothing this time. The Cougars defense all over Isaiah Hayden. Deuce set on him. The ball carrier was number 14, Spencer Perry, and that time he got nothing, 2nd and 10.
Host of Cougars there, but Deuce finished him off.
We played the final 25 seconds of the first quarter. Poteau leads Ada 10-7. Ada gave them 10 early with some miscues. The Cougars have responded with a big touchdown drive. They went 80 yards in 6 plays a moment ago. And Poteau's going to let the clock run out in the first quarter.
But they may sprint to the line, Kenny. We got
to be dope. They're going to walk over to the sideline. They're going to wait. That's it. 1 quarter in the books, and it's a good one for the 4A4 District Championship. The number 1 Poteau Pirates in the state, 10. Your 4th-ranked Cougars, 7. The second quarter of Cougar football coming up next. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Costner Stadium. Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley, Carter Kinley Engineering. Got Mason Lee on camera. Good first quarter. Cougars a great response after Poteau took a 10-0 lead. Ada went that 80-yard drive in 6 plays, most of it on the ground by Colton Carlock. The big run, a 46-yard run that set up his 1-yard touchdown run. He also had a 17-yard run on the drive to get him to the 1-yard line. Now the Ada defense has Poteau going from south to north. Poteau will have 2nd and 10 in Ada territory at the 49, a drive that started at the Poteau 31. They got a 20-yard run on first down by Jackson Summers. Now they come to the line of scrimmage. A lot of movement. 2 setbacks. Single receiver left, little counter play, and Court Coffey got him.
Down.
Yep, they didn't get him. Now he gets to the corner and got about 7 or 8 yards. They had him wrapped up, Holton Maddox in the backfield, but did not wrap up. And this is a team that their legs keep churning, Trey. And Maddox able to get to the 44 in Ada territory, ended up getting 5. So now we have 3rd down and 5. Big play for Ada's defense.
Should be 3rd and 10 for a non-passing team. It's huge, Kenny, but we running 3 on. Here they come off.
Hayden Riddle and Skelton Stipe all in. Here we go. Poteau to the line of scrimmage. Tekla has drawn the Cougars offsides. Hard snap count. And the Cougars jump. From the 44 to move it to the 39 should be a 1st down.
Kenny, while they're doing this, let's do the McCowan trivia question. Ada 5-0 district play. The question tonight is, when was the last time the Ada Cougars started 5-0 in district play? Text your answer to Trey at 580-495-9099.
So from 39, they're going to move the change on the offsides against Ada, and that's too bad. They had them behind the sticks at 3rd and 5. Again, as you said, it should have been 3rd and 10, but did not wrap up on a tackle. So Poteau rushes to the line of scrimmage from the 39-yard line. The sophomore signal caller takes the snap. It's direct snap to Dax Collins, picking his way, and about 6 Cougars rush him out of bounds at the Poteau sideline. Wildcat to Dax Collins as he moved right. You got several Cougars. You got Hayden over there. You got
Number 11, Dax Collins.
No gain.
Yeah, they're going to say it's out at the 39, so no gain. That's a great pursuit by Ada. Several Ada defenders. Braden McGilbray was over there. He's in the game. He was over there on the tackle as well, Trey.
Yeah, we just tackle's the key word, Kenny. We've been in position most of the night. We've just got to make tackles.
2nd down and 10. 10-7 Poteau. 2nd quarter moving south to north. Tekla, the quarterback, under center. Twin setback.
Accept it.
Little counter play. Nope, he's going to throw it out in the flat. Got a man wide open. At the 35, 30, at the 25, and out of bounds to the 23 in Ada territory. Little flat pass to Spencer Perry.
Flag in the backfield. I'm guessing it's going to be holding.
Hold against Poteau. That's big time. A 16-yard pass, well designed, to Perry out here in the flat is going to be nullified on a hold against Poteau, and the Cougars needed that break. That'll move the football back from the 39 in Ada territory, and it was in the backfield, so it goes all the way back to the 45-yard line in Poteau territory. So actually, Trey, a 16-yard penalty.
Okay.
Back to the 45. They need to reach.
I don't think they're sure about that yet, Kenny. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, it should just be from, I think, the line of scrimmage. I believe in high school, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
There they go. Now they move back to the 50. That's an 11-yard penalty, so whatever. They move it to the 50. They need to reach the 8-29 for a 1st down. It'll be 2nd down from the 50. So Ada again has Poteau behind the chains. They rush to the line of scrimmage. A pair of running backs. Strong formation at the left side. They run it up the middle. Not much. Brennan Riddle, that's Xander Ryan's in there.
JB, I think.
On a handoff up the middle. That time the Cougars disciplined, stayed in their lanes there. They bring down Spencer Perry. Ball at the 47-yard line. Big play. 3rd down. You need to get off the field. 3rd down and 18. Don't make it a 4-down. Don't give them even 12 or 15. Let's stop them here. It's from the 47. Play action by Tekla. JB almost had him. Throws over the middle. Pass is caught. Oh, my, at the 20. He put it on the money. That Dax. Yep. Dax Collins. I thought they was going to get to the quarterback, and Tekla stood in there.
We had a defender there that was going for the pick. Didn't see Dax coming the other way.
Got all the way to the 16-yard line. 31 yards on 3rd down. Actually going to mark it at the 17, 30-yard pickup. So 1st down for Poteau, leading Ada 10-7, 10:59 to play. 2nd quarter. Pirates quickly come to the line of scrimmage. Tekla takes the snap, hands it off, running right. Maddox.
Still
Yeah,
going.
they just can't get him down. Strength. It's on the far side of the field, really hard to see through these windows here. I'm trying to get around them best I can. We apologize. Just follow the camera there. Maybe you see who's on the tackle for the Cougars, and but several Cougars got there.
Who carried it, Kenny?
It was number 15, Maddox. They're going to mark it at the 7-yard line, or
Looks
the
like
8. So Maddox carried at the 8-8. 2nd and 1 for a first down. 8 for a touchdown. Poteau leads at 10-7. Again, they quickly come to the line of scrimmage. Tekla in demand in motion from right to left. Counterplay coming back right. And
At him again in the backfield.
He just keeps spinning. They're strong. Holden Maddox, 5'9", 175. A lot of leg strength. Or it might have been Summers, number 6 that time.
Yep.
They're going to mark it to 2. So 1st and goal for Poteau. Cougars had them stop back here, it looked like, had a 3rd and 21 and let it get away on a 36-yard pass. Now it's 1st and goal for Poteau, leading Ada by 3. 10 minutes to play. 2nd quarter. Tekla rushes to the line of scrimmage and demand a motion again right to left. Hands it off to Maddox on a little counter touchdown. They find the end zone. It's number 15, Holden Maddox. So Poteau goes 69 yards for the touchdown. At the 9:53 mark, they're on top 16-7. But they're going to bring this one back. Holden Maddox got the touchdown, but there is penalties on the play. So at least a flag. It's illegal motion. So it's not a touchdown.
Formation.
Legal formation. So it wipes out a touchdown. Moves it back to the 7. Boy, the Cougar crowd getting into it. Getting a little noise there. We're on the visitors' press box. Cougar crowd has traveled as you get a little taste of them there. 10-7. The ball marked at the 6-yard line. I'm not sure. Thought it was at the 2 on that 1st and goal. But again, it's almost to the 5-yard line. So I'm not sure about the length of that penalty. Quickly to the line of scrimmage, Tekla, single setback. We're going to hand it off on a sweep. You got Maddox running right, looking for the end zone, and he's got it. Slipping and falling out there, trying to shut down the edge. One of the Cougars just kind of, his feet came out from underneath him. Looked like out there on the edge, that's like Chase Bailey was chasing and couldn't get there, and Summers finds the end zone. So a 6-yard touchdown with 9:34 to play. And
Interesting
Poteau
format. They're going for 2, Kenny.
Leading at 16-7. Now they're going to bring on their kicker.
So nothing's changed in 28 years. We still line up in the goofy stuff to see how the defense sets up.
Yep. McBee, the extra point from the 20. Ball in the middle of the field. Takes the snap. Collins places it down. McBee's perfect. 17-7 Poteau. Leading your Cougars. 9:34 to play. 2nd quarter. This is Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation to the Chickasaw Nation. 10 plays, 69 yards, 2 minutes, 36 seconds, and Poteau is struck. Here in the 2nd quarter, the lead 17-7. And right now, and I don't know if it's how much Poteau has to do with it or how much it's just Ada. It seems to, in this game, it's well, Ada's offense got rolling, so I'm not saying that at all, but I'm referring to the tackling. Ada has had a tough job on a couple possessions, couple plays, not wrapping up. And Poteau's strong. Got some strong running backs, but Cougars got to shore that up a little bit, see if the offense can get back going here and get back within a one-score game. 17-7.
This is into the wind, Kenny, so don't know if it's the last one went through the end zone, so let's see what he does into the wind.
Deontay and LaKeven deep. High
shorter.
Kick. It's going to get up and get it. It's going to be LaKeven about the 13, running right, stops, cuts up to the 20, and gets brought down by a couple of Poteau Pirates right at the 20-yard line. Mark it maybe outside the 20 to the 21. 8-yard return for LaKeven. LaKeven came in, kickoff returns 3 for 112, averaging 37.3. They'll mark it right at the 20, so it'll be a 7-yard return. And Ada will take over.
Kenny, we got a winner in the Mick Cowan trivia question. Kind of deceiving. They won the district in 2017, but they lost one of the first couple games. The last time they were 5-0 in district play was 2014. Philip Jones, graduate 3 years ago. Sorry, Philip. Maybe
Yep.
4, 3 or 4.
Pretty good left leg.
Yeah.
Philip, thanks for listening. Hope things are well your way. 17-7. Poteau on top by 10.
A lot of discussions.
Cougars break the huddle. They'll have Kamari Richardson, Case Stafford wide left. Deontay out here to the right. He draws single coverage from Wyatt Gamble, 6'1", 160, senior wide receiver. Because the officials do have another discussion on the field. Kind of watch this secondary for Ada. Ada, they've been just big plays.
We're going to have to accept underneath routes, Kenny. They're playing off. They're not playing up on us. Let's get some yak.
Recognize it, get those outs, and move the football down the field. The running game got going on the last drive. The running game did it all on a 80-yard drive. Colton Carlock had the majority of them. In fact, he had all of them on the drive.
It looks like they called double personal fouls.
Except one. Xander Rhines had the first game for one. Then actually, Xander had the first 21 from the 20 to the 41, and Colton took it the rest of the way.
They called a personal foul on Ada. Sorry.
Personal foul on Ada and Poteau?
No, just on Ada, I think.
Coach Osteen out talking to the officials. Ada moving north to south. It's going to back the Cougars up.
10 yards, I assume.
Not sure.
Half the distance.
You are horrible.
I didn't see the flag.
I haven't seen many of the flags tonight, Kenny, and they're bright pink. No, we went from the 20 to just outside the 10, so I have no idea.
I'm assuming it's going to be 1st and 10, though. It was
yeah,
from the 10. All right, so Boyle's the quarterback. Trip receivers, 2 left, 1 to the right. Xander behind Brock. Takes the snap, throws down the sideline, and for Deontay, and he had his man beat by a step, but he overthrew him. Dax Collins in coverage, trying to hit Deontay on a go pattern down the left sideline, incomplete. He's 2nd down and 10, took a shot as Collins in man-to-man coverage with Deontay Lindsay. Deontay's had a great year. He's caught 25 passes for 537 yards, 11 touchdowns, catches 21.5 yards per clip. 2nd down and 10, trips for the Cougars. They're going to run it to Xander, trying to get to the edge, and he won't get there. Is on the near side. He is strung out and brought down by 2 or 3 Poteau Pirates. Holden Maddox out there. And that's going to be no gain. So Cougars facing a 3rd down and 10. 57 Summers also on the tackle. So 3rd and 10 for Ada. Kamari and Case in at wide receivers. They bring in a play to Brock Boyles, the sophomore signal caller. They send 3 receivers left and a single to the right. That is Brock out here, man-to-man coverage with Waddell. But they got a safety over the top here. Brock going to throw a quick pass over the middle, and it's almost caught, almost intercepted, then almost caught again by Lekeven. On a slant pass, and the Cougars are gone 3 and out. So the Cougars having to punt for the 3rd time. First one was bad resulted in a fumble and a ball at the 1-yard line for Poteau. 25-yarder on the second punt by Brock. He'll stand right at his goal line, and deep is Wyatt Gamble in Ada territory at the 47. Brock has a little bit of wind at his back, north-northwest around 5, and the Cougars going to use a timeout. We'll take 1, 2. 8:32 to play, 2nd quarter. Poteau leads Ada 17-7. This is Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast and presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Poteau, Costner Stadium. Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley. Trade the Cougars with another 3 and out. Brock's got to have to hopefully get a good snap, get a good punt. The defense is going to have to stiffen their necks on this next possession for Poteau.
Yeah, hopefully good exchange here, and Brock's got the wind behind him, and maybe try to flip the field a little bit.
Fisher Marr is the long snapper.
Actually, JB's in.
JB?
Yep.
over the football. And he sailed it over Brock's head out of bounds for a safety. Bad snap. Goes through the end zone, and it's 19-7 Poteau. A high snap. These are mistakes the Cougars haven't been making as of late. So a safety at the 8:28 mark, and Poteau's on top 19-7. The good thing is, it's 2 points. That's a bad thing, but the field hopefully can get a good kick here and make it and get field position back.
It's still a two-score game. At 19-7, 12 being the difference. So hopefully flip the field. Defense can get a turnover, get a stop. They've done a decent job, except for a couple big plays, on the long drive.
So Ada will kick it off, and they'll probably Tyler Walker, I'm assuming.
Do you have to punt it here, Kenny?
You can elect a punt or
kick?
free. Yeah, either one, I believe.
It's got Caden Mitchell going out there.
It'll be at the 25-yard line. It's where you'll do it from. And Mitchell will put it on the tee there. And here you just want reading, I thought maybe Walker, a little bit stronger leg, was probably don't want the pooch kick. You put it on the tee now back at the 20-yard line in high school.
20.
So Mitchell will do it. So a safety by Poteau, leading at 19-7. So Mitchell will approach it. Line drive kick, it to the 40, bounces through a couple of Poteau players, and it goes all the way back to the 20, to the 19. Collins picks it up. You got to get him. He's got some speed, trying to hem him in at the 20-yard line, cut it back upfield and got away. 35 at the 40, 45 at the 50, 45 at the 40, and that's still going all the way to the 8-37. Wow. Had him hemmed in. He's a good player, but you got to make tackles. Collins would retrieve it near his 15 and got it all the way to the 8-37-yard line. They may even marking it down to the 36. Dax Collins showing why he's a D1 player going to Tulsa, but the Cougars had him hemmed in back. He picked that up somewhere around the 15, 16-yard line. Now they move it back to the 37-yard line officially. So
they're making it hard for me to stat here.
They really are. We had the field turned, got the line drive kick, just what we needed, and inside the 20, Collins picked it up and dashed his way downfield. So he got, I'm going to say picked up around the 18, about a 45-yard return. Now the Ada defense down 19-7. Tekla has two setbacks. Going to hand it off up the middle for a couple. Get to the 35-yard line on first down. You're trying to get a number.
14.
Spencer Perry. Got a couple to the 34-yard line. Second down and 7. Cougar defense. We got Will Johnson and Cord Coffey still at the ends. J.B. Coral, the nose guard. Ashton Rowell, an outside backer on the near side. They hand it off running left behind some blocking, and they just pick their way inside the 30. And at the point of attack at the 35, about the place where Summers broke it to the edge, we got a hold against Poteau. Got to move them back 10. It'll be bring up second down and long after the hold. Maddox and Moore still in there at the inside backers. Chase Bailey, defensive back. Eli Justice in the game. The ball is back to the 45-yard line. They started this drive at the 8-37, so it's second down and 18. 7.5 to play first half. 19-7 Poteau. Tekla rushes his club to the line of scrimmage. Sends the strong formations to the left side. They're going to fake it, roll right. Tekla throwing out the flat, and great play by Carlock. Oh, he wanted the interception, knew at the last minute he couldn't get there in time, reached out with one hand and grabbed Perry. If he doesn't do that, Perry's got a big gain.
Yeah, that was a big-time play there by Colton.
Only a 2-yard pickup. that showed some strength because, again, he wanted that interception, Trey, and realized he was going to be a little bit late, and he kind of stopped and was able to reach back and make almost a one-handed tackle to 43. Big play for Ada on 3rd and 16. Down by a dozen, second quarter. Tekla under center, man in motion. Straight back to pass, great protection, fires down the middle of the field, intercepted! The Cougars got McKeven at the 18, 20, here he comes right, 30, cuts back inside 35, spins away, backwards a couple yards, slung out of bounds at the 31, but LaKeven Richardson at the 18, Trey Kidley, the interception for the Cougars, their 21st interception of the year as LaKeven hauled it in, and the Cougars should take over.
Now got a flag.
More flags on the play.
I think it's going to be some type of unsportsmanlike conduct on Poteau by looking at the official, looking at the Ada coaching staff, saying, "I got it." I don't know if something probably said.
So LaKeven the interception. And that Ada defense that continues to come up with the turnovers. And that's LaKeven's first of the year.
Where do you get that, Kenny?
At the 18. Personal foul, Poteau. Returned it to the 31-yard line, it looked like. The personal foul will move it to the 46, and Ada will take over. The field is turned, and Ada has it with 6:28 to play. And quickly up to the line of scrimmage after their 28th forced turnover of the year, 21st interception. Boyle takes the snap. Xander running left, 50. Secondary, nice blocking up front. Xander Rhines into Poteau territory. And Dawson Matthews got him a pancake behind the line of scrimmage. Didn't he finish the playoff? To the 47 goes Xander. He got 7. Second down and 3 for Ada. Cale Fuller quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Rhines off the left hip of Boyle. Twin receivers left. Lindsey out here to the right. Man in motions, Kamari from the slot. Brock going to throw a quick one to Kamari in the flat 45. Got to go north and south. Does so to the 43-yard line, close to a first down. Hesitated a bit. Probably should have took it a little bit more north and south there as he caught it, as he goes down. Kamari caught it in the flat and then got his shoulders turned upfield and is in a little bit of pain here, but should have an Ada first down or close to it. And we'll take a break as Kamari is down. Let's hope he's okay. This is Cougar Football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Costner Stadium. Kamari Richardson, the injured Cougar, after he caught that pass, got enough for a first down. He got 4 yards, needed 3. Should be a first down at the 43 in a very physical football game.
He got slung to the ground pretty hard, Kenny, so I'm hoping he just maybe got the breath knocked out of him. No, lower leg, rolled ankle, right, left leg, so we'll see.
So Kamari is helped up. Great effort by Richardson to get a first down.
I think it's a first down. They did move the chains.
Yeah, they started at the 46. 44 is the line to gain. The ball set to the 43. So an Ada first down 19-7, 5:47 to play. The Corey Orthopedics tent.
Curry.
What did I say, Corey? Sorry about that. Curry Orthopedics tent goes up down below us. Hopefully Kamari is okay. A little bit, that looked like a leg injury. 1st and 10 at the 43. Ada on the move after the interception by LaKeven Richardson. Rhines off the hip of Brock. Takes the snap. Hand off to Xander, 40, 39-yard line. Nice run. Good blocking up front. If he was a solo tackle at the 39, but Xander got 4. Right now starting to get a few more holes to run through that line up front. You know, late Ada last year in this game had negative 12 yards rushing. It shows how far the physicality.
We had negative 22 after the first drive, just in case you're wondering.
They kind of picked up the pace here. The physicality of this Ada team has really improved. The blocking, the up front guys doing a great job. Second down, Boyle to the line of scrimmage. They need 6. Man in motion, LaKeven wide left. Brock, quick pass. Case got it. 33-yard line. They're playing soft. Case found his spot.
And we got another flag late.
Against Poteau?
I don't know.
Wyatt Gamble came over.
Looks like it.
The pass went to the 34-yard line. So he got 5. It'd be short of the first down by a yard.
It looks like they got it at the 30.
Face mask. And mark it around the 34-yard line. That's where they mark the penalty off from. So a face mask.
15-yarder.
Takes it from the 34. Should take it to around the 19-yard line. And that's exactly where it goes. So Ada on the move. They quickly go to the line of scrimmage, playing with some tempo here. 4:54 to play. Boyles takes the snap. Hands to Xander. They string it out. Nowhere to go. That time Poteau, great pursuit, had 3 Pirates out there on the edge. And again, number 4, Darion Brooks, senior, has been all over the place so far tonight. He strung that one out. And Ryan's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Did they mark us on the 20, Kenny,
back
originally, or did they take us to the 19?
It was the 19. That one's back to the 25, so it's 2nd and 16 for Ada. From the 25, back at the 25-yard line. They need to reach the 9 for a first down. And if we're going to have a timeout, I think Ada's going to call it. We'll take one, too. 4:16 to play second quarter. Cougars down 19-7 to Poteau. 2 8-0 teams. Game of the week in the state of Oklahoma. Cougars trying to make it a one-score game before halftime. This is Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Costner Stadium. Ada on the move, but facing a 2nd and 16 late first half. Ada's this drive set up by a LaKeven Richardson interception, his first of the season. And Ada is on the move, but went backwards on first down. The 2nd and 16 at the 25. Chauncey Conway's in at running back. Sniffer back will be Brennan Riddle. Cord Coffey, the tight end, on the right. Case Stafford had a catch a moment ago, goes wide left. To the near side's LaKeven Richardson. Colton Carlock in the Wildcat takes the snap, going to throw it. Heaves one up toward the end zone, looking, and it's Stafford trying to fight for position. Almost got turned around and caught it. As they rarely show a pass with Colton, but he got a good arm.
I like the play.
And Case was out there in pretty good coverage out there, but yet Case still got turned around to the football, but he couldn't haul it in on the far side. So it's 3rd down for Ada. They need 16 for a first down. 4-down territory. Boyles will come in. Carlock is out. Richardson and Lindsey come to the near side or the right side. Chauncey Conway on the right hip of Brock, awaiting the snap. Strong formation to the right. Brock throws down the seam for Coffey, intercepted. 5-yard line. Here back the other direction, 15-20, 25-30. It's Link Maddox, I think, to the 35-yard line as either a miscommunication or an underthrown football by Brock Boyles, and Ada's turned away. Yep, it's Holton Maddox. Wanted Coffey down the seam.
He gets that about the 10.
I got him at the 5.
Okay.
From the 5 to the 35. So Poteau back with the football. Ada not able to
hold him here, Kenny.
Get points. They take over to 35 with 3:56 to play. Second quarter leading 19-7. They're going to run it left. Got into the secondary. Carlock trying to strip the football of Jackson Summers. And finally George Maddox strings him to the ground at the 41.
You can tell the strength there. Kenny, Carlock pulled that ball out about 2 or 3 inches, and it just went right back in like there was a spring on it.
2nd down and 4 from the 41 for the Poteau Pirates, leading by a dozen at 19-7. Good to see Kamari Richardson back up, moving around on the sideline down below. Play clock down to 10 as Poteau breaks the huddle. They usually sprint to the line of scrimmage and snap it quick. Tekla going to hand it off up the middle. Got a big hole to the 49-yard line. Deontay Lindsey on the tackle of Spencer Perry came off the right side. They're going to move him to the 50. It's a 9-yard pickup by Perry and a first down. A lot of misdirection.
Good tackle there by Deontay.
Sometimes some power football to Perry, one of the 4 players with 60 or more carries on the year. The ball rests right in the middle of the field at the 50. Poteau Pirates on top by a dozen. We go into the 3-minute mark of the first half. Poteau will have the football to start the second half. They send Pierce Ballard wide to the right. Dax Collins in the slot to the right. Handed off to Summers. Breaks the tackle into the Cougar second level inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. Maybe
44 on the far side, 43 on this side.
J.B. Coyle on the tackle. We'll say the 44. So Summers got 6. We'd up second down and 4. Summers is not one of those players that has more than 60 carries this year, and he was one of their leading rushers a year ago. Broken collarbone, just now working its way back. So it's a lot of threats out there. Tekla hands it off again up the middle. Perry approaching the 41-yard line off the right side. Cougars close in. George Maddox averaging 10.1 tackles per game. Going to mark it at the 40 for 4. Just short of a first down by about a half yard. They may bring on the chains and look.
He's going to have it.
The ball, no to the football, just short of the 40-yard line.
Looking at where this pole was here, I'm saying he's got it by the stripe.
1:57 to play from Poteau. Pirates on top by a dozen. Cougars at home next week, the regular season finale, senior night against Broken Bow.
Yep.
They stretch the chains out.
Right on that stripe. I got good vision.
And let's see. They're eyeballing it. And they got it. Second first down on this drive for the Poteau Pirates. This is a big possession for Ada's defense. The $1:57 to play until halftime. Poteau gets the ball to start the third quarter. You're down 19-7. Looking to find a way to keep Poteau off the scoreboard.
At least to a field goal, Kenny. 22-7, 15, still a two-score game.
Ball resting on the 40-yard line. Pierce Ballard will come to the near side of the left side. Ball's on the right hash mark. Again, only one receiver most of the night. Collins in motion, takes it on the buck sweep. Cougars stretch it out, but he's able to get down the boundary, and a late flag from behind. The furthest official away from the play, saw something. They forced Dax Collins out of bounds. He didn't get much on that sweep running right.
Down to about the 36?
Yeah, I see one official back at the 39, and official holding the ball up at the 37. Now the officials gather together. And I'm not sure what the officials saw here from the backside.
There wasn't any players over here is what was interesting.
No.
Personal foul. Tripping?
Yep, it's all trip. Yep. So personal foul, tripping. So let's see, they're going to mark it off from the 40, so I guess no play on the trip. So we won't even have to worry about rushing by Collins there. They're going to mark it 15 yards all the way back to the Poteau 45-yard line, Trey, and that's a big penalty. They got to reach the 8 of 30 for a first down, so they're 25 to go on first down with 1:47 to play. The down marker is not even that crucial right now. It's the clock with 1:47 to play until halftime. Just looking for a stop to keep points off the board. Down a dozen. Coming to the near side is Aiden Saki, 5'10", 170 wide receiver. They run it up the middle. Oh, the Cougars stuff at that time. Nothing going. Kelton Stipe, a lot of energy was in there. J.B. Coyle and company. Maddox got it up the middle, and the Cougars that time closed it off in a hurry. He got from the 45 to the 47. He'll get a couple. But the Cougars a great job defensively.
Kenny, what concerns me is since we had such trouble tackling, we're really starting to hold on now, and I don't want to get called for a roughing, or not a roughing, but a personal foul for throwing somebody to the ground when they're still churning if you don't hear the whistle blowing.
Second and 23, quickly to the line of scrimmage. Tekla man in motion. They're going to hand it off to Collins, running left, being strung out on the edge. Great tackle. Xander Ryan said, "You got speed, Dax? I got more." Ran him down on the sweep coming left. Xander Ryan, an outstanding play at the 48, a 1-yard pickup by Collins. You got to match speed with speed sometimes, Trey, and that time Xander Ryan's
he shot through two blockers there, didn't hesitate. That's what I liked about it, is wasn't reading, just shot through them and went and made the tackle.
From the 48, it's third down. Ada will not use a timeout. They just need to stop. Poteau will let the clock run down and probably use a timeout. The ball at their own 48-yard line. We'll go ahead and keep this one right here as we approach halftime. 16.1 seconds to play. We knew this would be a hard-fought football game. It has been. The Cougar offense has shown some signs. Had the big drive of 80 yards in 6 plays. Did it all on the ground to get the game to 10-7 early. Mistakes. The early fumble on the punt to set up Poteau at the 1-yard line. You throw that out of the equation, you're sitting here in a 12-7 ball game. As it is, only 19-7, 12 points, hopefully going to halftime, and Cougars regroup and try to find some consistency in the second half.
Yeah, Brad Odom sent me a message, pointed out that Poteau's been a state powerlifting champion for years and years and years. Explains the tackling. Maybe they're just strong, really strong. And even though they're smaller up front, they're strong. It's progress that has been made the last 2 years by the Cougars, but still, this is a benchmark program as far as strength.
Yeah, great point. All right, third down. They're going to pitch it. Running right, you got Perry at the 50, Cougar territory 45. Wrapped up, but he got good yardage on the quick pitch. Deontay, I think, over there on the tackle. Going to mark him at the 8 to 38-yard line. He got 14. Brings up fourth down.
Does he have this kind of leg?
They need to reach the 30. It'll be a
55?
55.
Into the wind?
With 2.2 to play, and either throw it to the end zone or you let McBee try it. But he's
got a leg, man.
A timeout on the field. Yeah, that's a great, but Mr. Odom, great call on great text. Powerlifting makes sense. I mean, it tells you about some of these programs, sports programs that kind of go together. Where the Cougar coaching staff preaches that, run track, play basketball, do these wrestle, do these things that improve your strength and agility, or help you in football and other sports. They kind of work together.
And we've added a lot of strength, but we're not where we want to be, and I think Coach would tell you that. But it's got to start somewhere. It started a couple years ago, and we're getting better. And this is, if you take our size and add the strength, then it's impressive.
McBee is not on the field. They're at the 38 and 8 of territory. It's fourth down, but it really doesn't matter. 2.2 to play. They run a little counter coming back to the left side. 35, and Dax Collins is brought down to 31. That's Xander again over here to get Collins after a gain of 7.
We got a half a second, Kenny.
I thought there was 2.2 before that play.
There's a half a second left on the clock.
Wasn't there 2.2 before that play?
They're fast.
How's there a half a second? How did only 1 point?
I don't know.
There's no way. Yeah, they're going to have to get off the field. There's no way. If there was 2.2.
No, I mean, that's where.
Well, they didn't get a first down anyway.
No, he didn't get a first down. It's a change of possession, so the clock stops. But I'm not sure how.
All right. Cougars take over. Probably
one shot.
Take a knee probably from the 31 and just get to the locker room. Yep. Kind of you got Rhines behind Brock. He'll take the snap, go down on a knee, I'm assuming. Kel Fuller gets it to him. That's your half. So we're one half in the books for the 4A4 District Championship. The number 1 ranked team in Class 4A, Poteau Pirates 19. Your fourth ranked and 8-0 of Cougars 7. Your first half stats, your recap, and more coming up next. Cougar football tonight, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Poteau Costner Stadium. It's halftime. The Poteau Pirates lead your Cougars by a dozen, 19-7. Cougars came out, didn't win the toss. Poteau did, deferred. Ada got the football, got a first down. They started their own 25, got out to the 36-yard line on a nice pass to LaKeevan Richardson for 10 yards on third down. And then went backwards a yards, a couple of incomplete passes. Had to punt early on in the first quarter and got a good punt, about 40 yards from Brock Boyles, but a penalty, a false start, forced the Cougars to punt again, and then a little bit of disaster struck on a snap that Boyles couldn't handle, and Poteau got on the football at the Ada 1-yard line, and 2 plays later they're in the end zone, and they led it 7-zip with the 8:44 mark of the first quarter. Poteau would score again on a field goal by McBee later in the quarter at the 3:40 mark to go up 10-0 after another short field starting at the Ada territory at the Ada 46-yard line. Ada defense did a good job holding them inside the 10. Ada then got back in the game, Trey Kennedy, in the first quarter after those first couple of kind of being bogged down offensively and down 10-0. Ada got the ball at their own 20 on the ensuing kickoff, and at the 3:40 mark, it only took them 2 minutes 22 seconds, 6 plays, 80 yards, did it all on the ground. Started off Xander Rhines, got the first 21 yards, a 1-yard carry on first down. Then he got a 20-yard carry out to the 41-yard line. Then Colton Carlock came in and looked like he was going to be stopped in the backfield, sweeping left. Broken arm tackle, then got down the near sideline, the west boundary over here, and Colton Carlock raced 46 yards from the 41 down to the 13-yard line in Poteau territory. Ada, after a penalty, pushed it back to the 18. Colton, on the very next play, took a direct snap, rushed down to the 1-yard line, just stopped just short of the goal line. He was first and goal. They tried a wildcat to Colton to no success, no gain on first down. Then on second and goal from the 1, same formation, wildcat. Riddle and Marr were the up sniffer backs. The offensive line dug in, and Colton Carlock got Ada on the scoreboard. Wildcat going to take it, run behind Marr and Riddle. There you go. Instant replays brought to you by Ada Nissan. Our friends down at Ada Nissan, appreciate you bringing all the replays of Ada Cougar football. Extra point by Caden Mitchell, cut Ada back within a field goal at 10-7 with $1:18 to play in the first quarter. Game on. Poteau would then get the ball at their own 31-yard line, and the Cougars look like they're about to get off the field, Trey, on the next drive. They had them behind the sticks at third down and 21 from the 47-yard line. Got a little bit of heat on Tekla, but the young sophomore quarterback stood up in the pocket and delivered a beautiful pass to Dax Collins for 30 yards down to the 17-yard line. That set up a touchdown a few plays later by Jackson Summers on a 6-yard run. Extra point by McBee made it 17-7. 10 plays, 69 yards, 2 minutes, 36 seconds for Poteau. Ada on their next possession would go 3 and out, then a bad snap on a punt from the goal line. Went over the head of Brock Boyles and out of the end zone, a safety, and it cut the lead to pushed the lead to 19-7 for Poteau. LaKeven Richardson would get his first interception of the year on the next Ada defensive possession. Got a nice return out to the 31-yard line, and this was kind of the drive that got away. Ada would move down the field all the way to the 19-yard line, but then they stalled. Could not finish the drive. Ended up with a 3rd down and 16 from their 25, and Boyles tried to find Cord Coffey down the seam, and I don't know if it was underthrown or just miscommunication, but it was Brock's first interception in a while. Only his 5th of the season. It was intercepted by Maddox at the 5-yard line, returned it out to the 35. Ada then would stop Poteau on that drive, and we get to halftime with Poteau on top 19-7. Poteau will have the football as well to start the second half. So the Cougars down a dozen. This is Cougar football. Our first half stats brought to you by Ada Nissan. Trey Kinley has your first half stats when we come back after this timeout. Cougar football tonight, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Costner Stadium. I'm Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley. Mason Lee on camera tonight. Beautiful night for football. Rains came pregame about an hour before the game. Pretty good heavy rain, steady, moderate rain for probably a half hour. It stopped. Field's dry, artificial turf down below, and I think more heavy rains overnight. But we've got a beautiful night for football. Cougars have to put it together in the second half. And down 19-7 to a really, really good Poteau team here at halftime. Both teams 8-0, playing for a district championship tonight. He's still with 1 week left, so the next 24 minutes, a lot at stake. We'll talk about that in just a moment before we get back for the second half. But right now, Trey Kinley has your first half statistics.
Yeah, we'll start with Poteau had 10 first downs, 26 carries for 136 yards. So 5 yards a carry, a little over. 4 or 5 passing for 36 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. 6 penalties for 70 yards, 2 of 6 on third down, 1 of 2 on fourth down, and 1 of 1 on field goals. Team stats for Ada: 8 first downs, 16 to 96, so that's 6 yards a carry. I did figure out a way to get that muffed, a bad snap in where it doesn't. It's a team stat, not an individual stat. 2 of 9 passing, 14 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 6 penalties, 35 yards, 1 of 6 on third down, 0 of 1 on fourth down. Individually for Poteau, Jackson Summers, and these are definitely unofficial based on numbers. Jackson Summers 7 for 52, a little over 7. Spencer Perry, and a touchdown. Spencer Perry 7 for 44, so just over 6. Dax Collins really held him in check, 7 to 24 for just over 3 yards carry and a touchdown. Holden Maddox 4 for 16, so 4 yards. And then Waylon Waddell 1 for 0. Passing, Sam Tekla 4 or 5 for 36 yards, so 9 yards a catch. No touchdowns, 1 interception. Dax Collins had the big 30-yard catch over the middle. Spencer Perry has 2 for 3, and Jackson Summers has 1 for 3. Individually for Ada, Carlock 5 for 66, so 11 yards a carry. Or no, 12, 13. I'll get there eventually. And a touchdown. Xander Ryan's 9 for 25, so just under 3 yards a carry. Case Stafford, that's a pass, so I'm not sure. I don't know who that run was for. Probably Xander. Keeve had 1 run for 0 yards. Passing, Brock 2 of 7 for 14 yards. He's actually 2 of 8. Carlock is 0 of 1 and had the interception. Brock did. Receiving, LaKeevan had 1 for 10, and Case had Kamari had 1 for 4. So Case was a so he had we actually have 19 yards passing, 3 completions. So I got that in there wrong too. It's been hard the way they're spotting the ball late and then rushing to the line. It's been a tough game to stat.
A lot of stats are done at 2 in the morning by Trey Kinley when he re-watches the game, and I appreciate your work on that because it is hard to do it in lifetime and keep it all accurate as you do color and do other things as well. Appreciate you keeping up the way you do. Trey, let's look at you threw at the stats. Mm-hmm. Looking at the passing. This Ada team has passed for over 300 yards the last 2 weeks. Been very big play. Poteau's taken that away in the first half. And so I like to be a fly in there in the second half in the Cougar locker room. You've got playmakers on all over the field. You have LaKeevan and Case and Deontay, guys that can make big plays out downfield. Poteau is playing with a little bit of, looks like you can analyze it, look a little bit soft.
They're playing 8 to 10 yards off. They're still playing a man, but it's 8 to 10 yards off. We're going to have to accept short passes. It's fine.
Yep.
We don't have to have big plays. Use it as an extended handoff. Like I said, it gets if we're having trouble moving their power lifters in the inside, pop up. If they're going to play 8 yards off, pop up and throw it out to these guys, and then you got 1-on-1, not 6-on-6.
Yeah.
So if they make a tackle, good job, but keep doing it. In my opinion.
Yep.
Got a cool thing here, Kenny. Lacey and Lyra Estes. Lacey a Cougan here at Ada, and Lyra a cheerleader. Their dad flew in from Africa and surprised the girls. They didn't know it was coming. And kudos to Poteau, PA, for Randy called earlier and wanted to do this, and I got her in touch with Callie, who's over there in that box. But kudos to them for letting them do this. It's one of those awesome moments you see as an American when the surprised home gives you chills. And it's really, really cool.
Almost brings tears to glass eye standing up here in the box.
That's awesome.
That's good stuff.
And thank you, Mr. Estes, for your service and all the others out there that do it. And cool to see the girls get to be surprised by Dad.
Here at Poteau, wow. That's good stuff. And both bleachers, of course, Ada and the Poteau fans on their feet, recognizing this is a family and this is an American moment.
Hey, you're in the heart of America here.
Yeah. Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, Mason Lee, great job on camera getting that special moment for those young ladies. Give me their names again, Trey, in case that came up on us pretty quick.
Lacey is a Cougan, and Lyra is a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And I believe Dad's is Bo Estes. Army, looks like, based on the greens or the camo, and cool. And I'm like I said, kudos to the Poteau production over there for doing that. That's cool.
Yeah, we appreciate that, and they're just going to keep walking across the field with Dad. I would too. Yeah, that is good stuff. Cougars on the gridiron, down a dozen here at halftime, 19-7. We will update you on the Class 4A scoreboard. There's 1 week left after tonight, and we're going to update that when we come back. Cougar football tonight is a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Poteau, southeastern Oklahoma, Costner Stadium. The Cougars down a dozen at halftime, 19-7. Cougars will be on defense to start the second half. The first possession defensively going to be key. Cougars going to try to have to get off the field, give their offense a chance to get some points on the board, or maybe the defense can get some points on the board. We do got a takeaway in this game on that interception by LeKeven, but couldn't turn it into points. The drive stalled there late. We got 1 week left in the regular season. Senior night going on next week at 8, a 7:30 kickoff against Broken Bow. We'll have a 7 o'clock pregame, but I hope you can make it out to Coyisto Stadium, where the Cougars are undefeated this year, and we're going to honor these seniors. Also, I'm going to say this ahead of time, Trey. We're going to have the goal. Looks like we're working on having I'll have Coach Osteen next week a little bit in our coach's corner, but working on a senior roundtable for 7 or 8 or 10 minutes for our pregame interview next week.
Cool.
We'll talk to several of the seniors prior to our game against Broken Bow. So that should be a lot of fun as well as we catch up with those guys.
Let me know if your voice goes out. I'll interview. I don't want to interview the coach. I wouldn't do very good there, but I'll. The kids are more on my age length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little old. I tend to work on the junior high
level. Come on down.
But
we get that. We'll get that recording done on Thursday mornings, and we'll just have a good time with that, talking to those seniors. 1 week left next week, Trey, as we get to the scoreboard. The Cougars, we know this. They're going to be the number 1 or number 2 team in the district, pending the outcome of this game tonight, down a dozen at halftime. They're going to be at home next week against Broken Bow, and in 2 weeks at home in the first round of the playoffs as the number 1 or number 2 seed in the district, and have a host game. But a lot of games going on that will determine who the Cougars play in a couple weeks as we get down toward the end of the regular season. And you've got the Class 4A scoreboard.
Yeah, Bethany down big to Blanchard right now, 27-0. Hilldale beating Medill 14-0. Stillwell up on Broken Bow at Broken Bow 20-19. Oologah upsetting Cushing right now, which Oologah's the 3 seed right now in the district that we face. So Tuttle up by 1 at halftime over Newcastle. A lot of people think that the best district overall is probably that district. They got 3, 5, 6, and 9 in the rankings. Wagner probably the team to beat in the class, but that's probably the toughest district, top to bottom. McLean over Sky took big. Of course, you got the Ada Poteau score. Hara and Klassen in a barn burner, 7-6 at half. Bridge Creek over Tecumseh, 17-14. Elk City over Woodward, 21-14. Wagner beating Catoosa 40-15. Weatherford beats up big on John Marshall 42-8. Sallisaw up big over Fort Gibson at halftime 35-21. Sallisaw's a good team. That win has gotten better and better. Miami beating Cleveland, probably one of the top 4 in that district. Here's the surprise: Cash up 7-0 on Clinton at half. That's surprising to me. I think Clinton still wins the district, but I don't know. Tecumseh, Bridge Creek says 0-0 final. I don't. Was there another? Yeah, there was another score up top, 17-14, and then Chickasha's playing the Mustang JV. Beat them yesterday, 52-14. So that's your 4A scores.
The Cougars have returned to the field. We're about 30 seconds away, about a minute away from the start of the second half, as Poteau now has returned to the field here on senior night. I didn't mention this Poteau team in their 8-0 run here. Their closest game during this stretch was last week when they beat Sallisaw. You mentioned a good Sallisaw team. They beat them 28-13. It was a hard-fought game. They were able to pull that one out. Of course, the Cougars beat Sallisaw 7-0 earlier this year. But now these two teams going head-to-head tonight. Cougars will kick to start the second half, Trey. adjustments? You talked about offensively, your thoughts. You said maybe take the short passes. Defensively,
just got to tackle better.
Yeah.
I know they're strong and they're a good football team, but we've been in the right position. Got to tackle them all the way to the ground and maybe force some turnovers and get 2 touchdowns, 121-19. That's what I do. If it's up to me.
I think let's just call it now. George Maddox and Fisher Marr have looked pretty good after missing last week with the injuries. I don't think either one are 100%, but they're close. As you play with.
They haven't been out of position. Very seldom we've been out of position. The long pass to Dax, we had the backside corner coming. He was going to pick it off. I don't know who it was over there, didn't notice, but he was getting ready to catch it, and all of a sudden Dax comes right in front of him and catches the ball. Otherwise, could have been a big hit or a pass breakup. The PBUs are good, but you like the mentality looking for the pick, but you gotta make sure they don't catch it first.
Game time temperature was 64 degrees, north-northwest wind at 3. As we approach the second half, we're down to a 60 degrees as the front continues to roll through. And a west wind now, they say about 3 miles per hour. Caden Mitchell from the 40-yard line, north end of Costner Stadium. Will place it on the tee, middle of the field. Chauncey Conway to his right, one of the front guys on this kickoff coverage team. Line drive kick is going to be picked up at the 18-yard line, 20, 25, big hole, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Eli Justice we had a big-time block in the back, Kenny, right at the point of attack on about the 20-yard line.
We got a flag back here? Nope, no flag. A big return all the way to the 48-yard line in Ada territory. It looked like maybe Andrews, I think it was number 18. They're going to mark it at the Ada 47, so they did not call the penalty.
This is what it is.
11:52 to play, just underway. Cougars defense will set in a moment. Techler, the sophomore quarterback, rushes to the line of scrimmage. Going to run it left. And initial tackle broke in the backfield by Maddox, and he lunges forward. George Maddox looks like had him along with a couple other Cougars. Marr, Coyle in there. Maddox lunges to the 43, 44-yard line, maybe the 43. They'll mark it. He got 4. So a good kickoff return has set up Poteau in Ada territory. Ball between the 43 and 44-yard line, moving from south to north. 2nd down and 6. Big possession to start the second half. 19-7 Poteau. Tekla again to the line of scrimmage. Sends a man in motion from right to left is Collins. They pitch it to Perry running right. He's at the 40, picks his way, and is brought down on the far side. J.B. Coyle got down there from his nose guard position and helped finish him off. So it's a pretty good play because he strung that out and only got 3 yards. They tried to go to the edge, and J.B. showed his speed getting down the line of scrimmage.
Perry tried to cut it back in a little bit, may have slipped.
So it's 3rd down. Cougars trying to get off the field. 3rd and 3. They need to reach the 8 to 37-yard line. The ball rests at the 40. They run it on a counter left, 1st down, and much more in the secondary. They get the initial surge up front, and Maddox make it Jackson Summers, number 6. Bailey, Coyle in there again, but again, there's too much push at the line of scrimmage. Down to the 43, you got 7 or 33. The Pirates 3 plays go from their 8 to 47 to the 8 to 33 after the nifty kickoff return, set them up at 8 territory.
It's funny, they take their time getting their play in and then just sprint to the line to not let you get lined up and see your keys for very long.
Man in motion is Summers, takes it on the sweep, running right. He's to the edge. There, they've got it. Trey Kinley saw the hold, sort of the referee from the backside.
Yeah, they had his hand around George.
Lindsey runs Summers out of bounds, who had some speed to the far side, but it will come back on a holding penalty. He got down to around the 27-yard line. It negates a 6-yard pickup. So George able to get in there and cause some disturbance that time. And
he was on the edge, and you could see George was really limited in his ability to get away from the feller.
Moves them back 10, 1st and 20. Poteau at the 8:43, third quarter, opening 2 minutes. 10:06 to play. Hitting Morrison, Trey Kinley, Carter Kinley, Mason Lee on camera. Cougars down by a dozen here in the third quarter.
We're going to talk about it again. I don't know.
The pink flags for the cancer awareness. Another penalty. It's a dead ball.
I didn't see it.
It was
must have been
the hands behind your back. What's that signal?
That's the sideline warning.
Sideline? That's what it was. Sideline warning, moves them back 5 more. So a double penalty. So back to the 48-yard line. That's how the Cougars need to take advantage of this. The ball all the way back at the 48. They need to reach the 23, so it's 1st and 25 against a team that can throw the football, that they complete less than 5 passes a game on just under 8 attempts per game. But they run it so efficiently. J.B. Cool trying to get the Ada crowd on their feet. They need some. Cougars need to find that extra gear of energy, Trey. And they know what's on the line. These young men are well aware.
Here's the thing, Kenny. You can't get too hyped up out there on defense. You've got to read your keys. You've got to see what they're doing.
2nd down. Tekla takes it. Inside handoff. Coming the other direction on some misdirection. Dax Collins has big running room. Inside the 35-yard line. McKeevan got him, but they ran that misdirection. Coming back to Collins, he got 15 on 1st and 25.
It was a good job there. Colton came up and had the edge, and he just stuck his foot in the ground, went straight up the field.
2nd down and 10. They've reached, it's a big play on 1st down. They had it behind the sticks.
Yep.
Single receiver to the right side. Tekla again hands it off, coming left. That's Maddox or Summers, and he's got some more yardage to the 27. Cord Coffey out there on the edge got him.
Where did Carter go to get my drink, Kenny?
He's been gone for a while, hasn't he? I think he walked. You said there was a Whataburger you wanted to hit after the game. Ball at the 27. They need to reach. It's like about the 22-yard line. It's 3rd down and maybe 4, maybe 23-yard line. Tekla to the line of scrimmage, takes it, the hand off to Summers, and he's hit by Kelton Stipe, and Ashton Rowell rolled him down. Be short of the 1st down. They're going to mark it. Tough to see about the 24. So they got it from 1st and 25, trade a 4th and 1. The Cougar brings their big package in. Hayden, Maddox, and Riddle all back in. Ryan, Stipe, and LaKeevan come out. Cougars need to stop.
Stipe's still in. You got the 3 middles in here, Kenny. This is what we were talking about on the way up here. 3 middle linebackers and then 2 jackbackers. They're going to go quick, or they're going to try to toss offside.
On 4th down, Tekla to the line of scrimmage. They pitch it out to the edge to Perry. He's got the edge. Easy 1st down. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Poteau. Cougars not home. And on 4th and 1, they pitch it to the edge, and he went untouched. 24 yards for a touchdown, and Poteau in the driver's seat now with 7:53 to play, leading the Cougars by 18 at 25-7.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed, Kenny, that they do a really good job of doing is blocking on the edge with their receivers and their edge people.
Well, credit Poteau. Ada had them 1st and 25. And they go get it to 4th and 1 and then score on 4th down. McBee for the extra point off the Collins hold, and he's got it up and through. 7:52 to play in the third. All Poteau right now. They lead Ada 26-7. This is Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast a presentation to the Chickasaw Nation. Back to Costner Stadium. The Cougars have given up a third quarter opening possession touchdown to the Poteau Pirates. They go 47 yards in 7 plays, all on the ground. Took 4 minutes and 7 seconds and lead at 26-7. Cougars had them 1st and 25 and just let it get away. And then on a 4th and 1, Perry hit the right edge for an untouched touchdown run of 24 yards.
Yeah, it was a good play call. I mean, we obviously had our heavy package in, hoping that they would thinking that they would go for the, try to get the first down. They get out on the edge and had more speed than we did.
McBee's kickoff is high. Right hash, 7-yard line, LeKeven. Looking for running room, dancing, nowhere to go. He was closed in on, never found a seam. He tried to get upfield. He's brought down at about the 19-yard line. Poteau Pirates in pretty good coverage there. So Ada takes over at their own 19, 1st and 10. First possession of the second half.
Got to answer.
Yep, no room really to not now, down 26-7. A lot of football left, just got to be efficient on your possessions. LeKeven wide left, Deontay to the boundary side. Draws single coverage by Gamble, the safety over the top, though, and they throw that quick out to Deontay, catches at the 25, breaks an arm tackle, and gets across the 30. And Deontay almost got free as he was finally drugged down by Wyatt Gamble out here, but a quick pass to Lindsey pushes the ball up to the 32-yard line. He got 13 and 8 a first down.
Maybe they listened to me.
That quick pass, there's a playoff. Fuller up over the center. Kell got all the way at the center position. Rhines besides Brock. They run it to Xander running left. Lunging up inside, Isaiah Hayden trying to make a block. The Cougars fumble the football, and Poteau recovers. Rhines fumbled the football.
He's saying he was down, but
no replay here, and then it's ruled a fumble, and a Poteau football to 8 at 31-yard line. So the Cougars give it up. Aiden Saki recovered the fumble. So Poteau at the 8 of 31, another short field with 7:30 to play here in the third quarter. And Ada on the short end of a 26-7 score. Eli Justice getting in late for the Cougars. Up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to hand it off to Maddox up inside. Rhines has got him. Xander shooting in for that linebacker position on the left side. They'll make it Brendan Riddle. Number 20.
And Deontay, I believe.
Couldn't tell if it was 20 or 26. Football marked at the 27-yard line. So a 4-yard pickup. Second down and 6 for the Poteau Pirates.
Perry carry that?
That was 15. That would be Maddox. Cougars in desperate need of a stop. Third quarter, about midway through. Tekla to the line of scrimmage. Hands off on the little counter play coming back to the left. Maddox pushes the pile inside the 30.
Gordon Stipe.
Going to mark it to the 29-yard line. Not to 20, I'm making the 24, excuse me. Got to reach the 21 for a first down. 3rd and 3. Pirates scored on the opening possession of the third quarter. Cougars fumbled on their second play. I guess the first Ada turnover tonight.
No,
second,
it had the pick.
Had the interception in the punt. Bad the snap handle on the punt. Not officially a turnover, but worked like one. Tekla under center. Hands to Collins running right. Cuts it back inside. And he's close to the first down marker and should have it. Cougars did a good job pursuing. Collins going right. Didn't get much, but needed 3. Host to Cougars. Fisher-Moore got up 21. Over there for a 3-yard pickup, and it's going to be short. According to the change here, just a little bit short. They're going to measure it. They're going to measure with 5:36 to play in the third, and Poteau on top of Ada by 19 at 26-7. We got a lot of football left. We don't know the outcome of this one here. Regardless, this is playoff football. This is the type of a game that you've got to win or got to learn to play, and just you get the feel of it. I should try to say as you head toward the playoffs. This is the matchups when you Poteaus, the Wagners, the teams that the championship caliber teams. It's going to be 4th down. So that said, this last quarter and a half, big. Let's see what the Cougars need to finish strong and see if they can get back into this ball game and play with continued effort and energy. 4th down, looking for a stop. Tekla to the line of scrimmage quickly. Going to hand it off, and I don't know. I think they're going to just push the pile. He was hit initially right about the line of scrimmage. Spencer Perry, kind of one of their stronger backs at 6'1", 200. He got a yard to the 20, but he only needed about less than a half yard. Perry carries for a first down, and Poteau, the 8-20, moving south to north. Clock stopped. The 5:14 mark. Now they wind it up. So that Cougar defense, you got Eli Justice at one outside backer. He's played a lot. They have that counter on the inside handoff. That misdirection they run, and that was Collins coming from the right wing back position to carry it up the middle to the 16-yard line. You got 4.
Kenny, I don't know, and I don't know enough about football. I'd like to see us, and we could definitely get burned on it, but maybe some run blitzes trying to disrupt in the backfield. But I don't know if that works, and I could be really silly for even saying that. There was one by Stipe.
Maddox on the counter into the secondary. Carlock.
And they went right through his hole.
Yep. Bailey in there, but
yep, that's going to be a personal foul on 58, I believe.
A late flag as the play went down to about the inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line, maybe. Didn't see who got the carry.
I think it was Summers, but I could be wrong.
So let's see the late flag, and that's Brady Perry, 5'9", 180, offensive lineman. Cougars are saying it's going to be a penalty against. Face mask against Ada.
I saw one of these after the play, Kenny.
That's good for another Poteau Pirate.
So a face mask against the Cougars at the end of the play will make it 1st and goal at the 3. Well, that last play started at the 16. The run went to the 7. Now Poteau goes 1st and goal at the 3 with 4:20 to play in the third, leading Ada by 19, 26-7. And I'm not sure George Maddox hadn't been in a few plays over here on the sidelines, standing, but probably not 100%. That ankle injury from a couple of weeks ago. Tekla quickly under center, takes the snap, pitches to Perry running left, headed to the edge, and a touchdown. Yeah, they just sealed the edge over there and went in untouched. Spencer Perry off the left side, and Poteau starting to widen this game now here in the third, on top of Ada, 32-7.
Just good execution, good blocking out on the edge by and I'd like to see the rule on this, Kenny. I mean, if that is a formation, maybe somebody that knows. Is it not a legal substitution once people are lined up? They've done it every time, so obviously it's not. So I'm wrong about something.
McBee's extra point, plenty of distance, and right down Main Street. 33-7. Poteau outscoring Ada 14-0 here in the third, 3:57 to play. This is Cougar Football, tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation.
Welcome back to Costner Stadium. I don't think it's Kevin Costner Stadium, is it?
I don't think so. Good shot, though, at that. Be a cool thing if it was. Cougars on the having a tough quarter, 33-7. Poteau outscoring Ada 14-0 here in the third quarter, and Ada will get the ball back. They've had the ball once here in the quarter and only ran 2 plays. Got a first down pass of 13 yards and a fumble on their next play that set up that Poteau touchdown. A 31-yard drive in 8 plays, 3 minutes, 33 seconds, leading at 33-7. McBee puts it on the tee. High kick, going to hit at the goal line and go into the end zone. So that time, even with a little bit of wind in his face, McBee.
That wasn't very far in the end zone, though, was it?
They had to kind of take a hard look at it, make sure it's going to get there. They're taking a divot, a gap wedge reverse spin. The Cougars have been in trouble. Ada takes over at their own 20. 2 8-0 football teams. A showdown in Poteau tonight. It's been the Pirates in control for most of the night. Dawson Matthews, Isaiah Hayden, left tackle, left guard. Kel Fuller, the center. Caleb Sun Eagle, Ashton Rowell on the right side of that line. Carlock's in is behind Boyles. Pistol formation. Brock hands it off to Colton up inside, and he stuck it in his belly, and he got maybe to the line of scrimmage. He was buried by that good defensive front. This Poteau team, that time number 10, Luke Brooks, 6 foot 190, defensive end got him. And they're going to mark the ball at the 20. No gain for Colton. Colton leading rusher for the Cougars. 2nd down and 10. Stafford and Richardson go wide left. Boyles out of the gun. Slaps his hands together and was going to run it again to Colton.
Ball start on Ada. Offsides against Ada.
Cougars just not as crisp tonight. A lot of that credit go to this Poteau Pirate team. They're a good football team. Knew they would be.
What is an offsides penalty on the offense?
It's 2nd and 15 from the 15. We play at the 3:22 mark of the third quarter. This time Stafford and Richardson come right. Deontay goes wide left. Brock takes the snap, drop the football again, ball loose, and Poteau's got it. Cougars are just the exchange that time never took place between Brock and Colton. And Poteau will take over after the second Ada miscue in the quarter at the 8 to 15 yard line.
Number 28 for the Pirates, Waddell on the recovery.
Waddell on the recovery.
Spotted at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Pirates.
So at the 3:16 mark, Poteau will take over. 3rd Ada turnover. In plus territory, leading at 33-7. Trying to really blow this game open here in the third quarter. They rush to the line of scrimmage. Hand it off inside. Perry is stuffed in the middle. J.B. Coyle getting up off the bottom. George Maddox back in, got him as well. And George is hobbled out there, Trey. He's playing with that injury on that ankle, and he's playing a little bit hobbled. Ball goes to the 14-yard line, a 1-yard run by Perry. 2nd down and 9. Again, Poteau brings in the play methodically. Then they'll break the huddle with 9 and probably snap it at about 6. They go in a hurry once they get to the line of scrimmage. Teckley gets up there, sends a man in motion, and they try to go to Collins on that sweep coming left. Collins, an outstanding player, will play at Tulsa next year, the senior. They'll move the football back to the 20 after the false start. A 6-yard penalty?
I don't know. It's just like we round. It was definitely inside the 15 because I had it marked at the 14.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That doesn't work well in a statting app, in case you're wondering.
Makir Sanusi in at the nose guard position. They hand it off to Collins running right. He makes a couple of Cougars miss. Boy, he can juke. Fisher Moore got him, but not before he got to the 4-yard line. They run it to Collins, and once he got into that second level, he put some moves on. Fisher did a nice job just getting him around the ankles.
I thought he scored. I didn't see Fish. I was blocked from him. I thought the Turf Monster got him, to be honest with you.
1st and goal at the 4 on the Collins run of 16 yards. 2:05 to play in the third quarter. It was 19-7 Poteau at half. Cougars had cut it to 10-7 in the first quarter. But Poteau is running them off since. They scored the last 23. tackle it quickly to the line of scrimmage. Handoff, touchdown. Did
Nope.
they get in?
Nope. Just short.
Colton
Somebody took his knees out.
Well, Carlock, I think, got in there and
Number 27, Waylon Waddell,
knifed.
the ball carrier.
Waddell, the ball carrier, down to the 1 yard line.
Takes the ball inside the
I think Poteau plays Stillwell next week in their finale on the road. The ball is, and I'm telling you, it's hard to see from up here where we're at, but it's
It looks like it's over the goal line.
it does. It looks obviously it's not, but it looks like to tell you our view, it looks like it's about half the ball length is in the end zone from where that's kind of the view we have. It's a handoff finish, a touchdown off the left side to Waddell. So another short field. You gave him a 15-yard field, and it's one of those games now that's just kind of unraveled on Ada. Poteau on top, 39-7. You know, the Cougars,
All right, Pirate fans, after the extra point.
they were ready. They had a great week of practice. Just one of those games that some things have just, the turnovers haven't been happening. 3 of them tonight, set up short field, plus the bad snap of the punt that set them up at the 1 yard line. And again, for the second straight year, you give up the short field and put the defense back against the wall, and it just makes it it's tough to overcome against a really, really good football team. When we say really, really good football team, we're talking the number 1 team in Class 4A on their home field on senior night. Just little things that you just can't happen that's happened to the Cougars tonight.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating night on both sides of the ball, honestly. The defense has struggled, but the offense hadn't helped them out when they needed to, and then vice versa.
4 plays, 15 yards. 2 minutes, 10 seconds for Poteau. McBee's extra point is high and good. $1:06 to play, third quarter. Pirates have scored 21 in the third. Lead Ada 40-7. This is Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Costner Stadium. 40-7. The Poteau Pirates in charge tonight here on senior night. They look to go to 9-0 on the season. Cougars will get the ball back after that 4-play, 15-yard drive, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, 1 yard touchdown run by Waddell, second Ada fumble of the third quarter, setting up the second short field. They started at the Ada 31-yard line, and the Ada 15-yard line, and the Ada 47. So 3 touchdown drives here in the half. LeKeven from the 5 coming right, 20, 25. Lindsey out front blocking. LeKeven spun around, stays on his feet. Nice hard run by Richardson out to the 30-yard line. Finally slung out of bounds by Zane McKinney. 25-yard return by LeKeven Richardson out to the 30 where Ada will set up shop. 57.7 seconds to play.
In the third, right?
In the third. We knew this would be a key quarter. Ada didn't get the ball to start the quarter, had to kick, but it's been Poteau that's came out of the locker room and kind of got this game well in hand at 40-7. Boyles again from the gun, takes the snap, hands off to Xander, slanting left, and just not much. They had some running room on that one touchdown drive, and they went 80 yards in 6 plays, and since then and before then, not a whole lot for Ada consistently tonight. Got a couple. Second down and 8, 32-yard line. Deontay Lindsey will bring in the play. Poteau's taken away again the home run ball by the Cougars tonight, which has been so proficient.
Colin Christian in, Kenny, for the first time in several weeks.
Yeah, been out with an injury. You can see Colin back in the game in the slot to the right. Going to run it again to Xander. Gets outside to 30. Jitterbugging. 35. Cuts inside 40. First down. Xander made a man miss.
He's hurt.
And I'm not going to. Could have came down that left side, that left arm or shoulder. Got to the 41-yard line. Xander, a tough run. Got 9. And an Ada first down. The time got the edge sealed. Chauncey Conway will come in at running back. Xander will come out of the game. Gander came in leading rusher on the season, 79 rushes, 525 yards, 6.6 per carry, 6 touchdowns.
My guess is he's just got landed on there, Kenny. A little.
Could have landed on that football as well.
Yeah, and normally when you call a timeout for an injured player, the clock stops.
Yeah, quarter comes to an end. 3 quarters in the books from Poteau. Poteau outscores Ada 21-0 in the third. They lead the Cougars by 33 at 40-7. This is Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast and presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Back to Costner Stadium. Fourth quarter football coming up. Poteau leads Ada by 33, 40-7. Outscoring Ada 21-0 there in the quarter. So really, this isn't the complete story of the night in this stat, but it's sure a large part of it. Now I'm going to include the fumbled punt that set them up the 1 yard line. 4 Ada turnovers, all in their own territory. 1 Poteau turnover, which Ada got deep in their own territory, and Poteau's capitalized on all of them. Starting the fourth, Brock takes the snap, throws over the middle high for Deontay. Wanted him on a little button hook there inside the 50. Brock a little bit off tonight. That ball high for Deontay as he tried to set down in between the backers and the safeties. He's second down and 10. Ada moving from south to north from their own 41-yard line. Boys have thrown 12 touchdown passes in the last 2 weeks, 6 in each of those Cougar wins. Conway on the right hip of Boyles. Richardson to the boundary side. They go to Chauncey running left. Picks his way across the 41 to the 42. Brennan Riddle trying to get a block to free him, but Conway got a yard. Cougars face 3rd and 9. Cord Coffee comes out of the game. Cougars go with trip receivers. Stafford, Richardson, and Lindsey. Now make it 4 receivers. Colin Christian in the slot to the right.
Trips got numbers on the right, Kenny. We can hold up pressure-wise.
Boyles back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Flush. Fires one deep downfield and got LeKeven right in the hands and he dropped it. Good pass. LeKeven had a guy on a receiver on his back, but it looked like from here, again, we don't have a great angle, but it looked like he turned the ball, hit him in the hands at the 25-yard line, but he couldn't hang on.
Yeah, that's a good throw there.
And Brock, very good poise to about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. We have not been seeing these drops as much by Ada in the last several games. Been very sure-handed. LeKeven's been really, really good out there. Brock will punt it, standing at his 30-yard line. Waits the snap. Will Johnson had a hold of the jersey, one of the Poteau players.
Blatant hold.
He got beat off the line of scrimmage. Officials let it go. The ball goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Not a long punt, only 21 yards, no return.
The unfortunate thing, Kenny, is Poteau, all they can do is just keep doing what they've been doing, and they're not running up the score. It's just...
Well, they're the better football team tonight. It's just they
can't stop them.
No, they're number 1 in the state. They passed Wagner. Both teams are 8-0, and the people that had watched Poteau said, it's a close race, but they thought this was a really good football team, and they've showed it tonight. They start at their own 37 for the first time this half in their own territory. They run it up the middle for about 5 to the 42. Colton Carlock, Eli Justice in.
Perry.
Number 14, Perry, got 5 to the 42.
Number 14, Spencer Perry, the ball carrier.
Second down and 5 for the Pirates. Cougars' first Friday night game in 3 weeks. Played on Thursday the last 2 weeks, back on Friday tonight, and next Friday at home against Broken Bow. We'll have the complete 4A scoreboard in our post-game show. Your Ada Nissan replays your final stats. We go at the 10:20 mark. Going to run it up, and there's Brennan Riddle getting in the backfield, and the Cougars surround the running back this time. Isaiah Hayden finished that one off. Riddle made the initial contact on the handoff to Jackson Summers. progress to the 40, so a 2-yard loss, and that is really good penetration by the Cougars.
It's the first time, really, Kenny, that we've made a physical hit in the backfield. That's what's made this a struggle.
Ball at the 40. It's third down. They need to reach the 47, so third down and 7 for the Pirates. They scored on all 3 of their second half possessions, led 19-7 at halftime, and to put the game away with a big third quarter, leading 40-7.
I think that's our first TFL.
Tekla keeps it, and he is stood up by Fisher-Marr. The quarterback doesn't keep it much. He did there, and Fisher-Marr lowered the boom on the quarterback. Fisher is a little bit slow getting up. So should be punting formation for McBee. It's 4th down and 7. The ball at the Poteau 40-yard line. Marr limping as he comes out along with Maddox. LaKeven Richardson will go back to receive this punt. LaKeven this year's returned 7 of them for 106 yards. Right at 15 per return.
Kanan Parker in, number 33, freshman.
They let the clock run down and call a timeout. 8:45 to play. Quarter number 4. The Poteau Pirates lead the Ada Cougars 20-7. This is Cougar Football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. All right, Cougars defense gets a stop. Poteau will punt. McBee will plant his right foot into it. On 4th down from the 40, LaKeven Richardson might get a shot here. Poteau on top, 40-7. McBee awaits the snap. At 1 hops him. High spiraling kick. LaKeven gets away from it, and it's going to go into the end zone. What a kick. 60 yards by McBee. I think he's the next level somewhere, punting or kicking the football. So 60 yards. Good job by Keevan. Get away from that because almost hit him. So Ada will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. When you have a kicker that can turn the field around like that and make a long field goal, especially at this level, high school level, it's a big asset.
Yeah, he's good.
So from the 28, it comes out. Rhines comes out of the game. Conway's the running back. Twin receiver to the right side. Power formation to the right. Boyle's a quick wide receiver screen to LaKeven on the right edge. Forced out of bounds far side after a gain of about 5 to the 24, 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24, 4-yard pickup. A little short passing game, but maybe one of those things they might look back and wish they would maybe gone to that a little.
Well, and we've tried it, Kenny, and Brock's made a couple passes that were high, but then we've had drops too.
Yeah. 2nd down and 6 from the 24 from the pistol. Chauncey up the middle, dodges left. Good move. Got into the secondary. Got some yardage. Brought down again by Darion Brooks, one of the Poteau Pirates on there, but a nice 5-yard run by Conway up the middle. The 29, 3rd down and 1 for Ada. Boyle tells Conway to his right, Stafford to the left, LaKeven in the slot, Chauncey coming left, 1st down. Good blocking off the left side. Kel Fuller from the center position. Matthews, Hayden on that left side open up the pathway, 33-yard line, and a Cougar 1st down.
Good there. Good job there by Chauncey, just hitting the hole that's designed to hit. No dancing, just go.
7:45 to play. Boyle's into the line of scrimmage. Twin receivers, a single to each side. Waits the snap, takes it, fires out to Deontay. Caught it, secured it, and he gets hit out of bounds about the 44-yard line. So again, just a quick pass to Deontay. 11 yards and another Cougar 1st down. Deontay has been outstanding this year, Trey Kinley. He is really coming to his own as a junior. He is 11 touchdowns receiving.
Another one on the pick six.
Yep. And he has 5 interceptions on the year. Conway coming left, trying to wait patiently for his blocking, but this time nowhere to go. Kel Fuller kind of leading the way. Some extra activity at the end of the play as the teams battle. No gain for Conway, 2nd and 10.
They actually gave him up to the 45.
Going to give him 1.
Well, that's where the 2. Yeah.
Got a yard, 2nd down and 9. No to the football, almost touching the 45.
That feller marking the ball, Kenny, is one of the best basketball officials we have.
Brock takes it. Conway off the right side. Kel Fuller get leading the way with Chauncey. Up to the 49, got 4 more. So the Cougars will regroup. First loss of the season here in game number 9. Chance to close things out in the regular season. Senior night against Broken Bow Friday. Livingston White, or Deontay Lindsay. Livingston. I don't know where we get to Livingston. Lindsay wide right. Brock throws a slant to Deontay, catches off the juggle, spins at the 41-yard line. A sure tackle, but a Cougar first down. He's brought down by Wyatt Gamble, it looked like, number 3. But Deontay Lindsay. Nice catch. Up to the 40-yard line, got 11 and a Cougar first down. That time, better timing the last few couple passes. The timing for the Cougars, Boyles to his receivers. Brock takes the snap, runs to Colton coming left, and he's as hammered in the backfield. Luke Brooks, 6'1", 190 defensive end, chased him down at the 42 for a 2-yard loss. Fast and strong. That's kind of defines all of this Poteau defense. Not huge.
Very sure tackling.
Yeah, they wrap you up and they show some different looks with their fronts, but they know what they're doing when the ball is snapped. 2nd down at the 42-yard line. The Cougars need a dozen. 5:25 to play. Lindsay and Richardson wide right. Sifferback's Riddle to the left. Brock on a roll right, being flushed, and he threw it backwards. It's a fumble. It's loose as he lost the football, and it's recovered by Poteau all the way back at the 28-yard line. Didn't necessarily throw it. His hand just swung around, and it's a turnover against Ada. The ball went backwards about 15 yards, and Poteau recovers all the way back at the 27, the 4th Ada turnover. Well, they got pressure that time, and that time you just got to get the ball stuck to your belly and eat it. Ball was still out away from Brock's body. Number 57 got on the fumble. Jance Summers, 5'9", 180.
Wonder if there's any relation.
The running back.
Yep.
Poteau takes over at the 27-yard line. 27 in Ada territory. 5:09 to play. They're going to run it left. Nowhere to go. Number 18 in the game. It looks like Caleb Andrews, maybe, with the carry. Good job with the Cougars. Kelton Stipe looks like back there. Up there's 18 Andrews. Mark it at the 20.
Give me a yard.
6-yard line. Got a yard. Second down and 9. Cougars defense, Will Johnson, McKeer Sanusi, Cord Coffey across the front. Eli Justice, Brendan Riddle, Fisher Marr, Kelton Stipe in there at the backers. Going to run it left, dancing to the outside and nowhere to go. Good Cougar pursuit. 14, Colin Christian out there. Yeah, nice job. And again, it was Andrews again. These numbers are just not visible on those black jerseys.
Gave him another yard down to the 25.
3rd down and 8. Inside 4 on this snap by Poteau, moving north to south. A 21-zip 3rd quarter by the Pirates. Broke open this game. It was 19-7 at half. 10-7 at one point in the first quarter. They've scored 30 unanswered points. It's going to be a disappointed, I know, Ada group. They felt they were ready and geared up, ready for this game. But, hey, you bounce back. A lot of football left. They're going to pitch it, running right. That's Andrews again. Cord Coffey squats on him inside the 20. 3 straight carries by Andrews. That time, mark him to the 18-yard line. It'll be a yard short. You got 7. Brings up 4th down. From the 18-yard line. Poteau Pirates not in any hurry. They may use a timeout here on 4th and 1. And Coach Greg Warner, who's done a great job here, has some history, I understand, over at Broken Bow. Good football coach. He's been a few places in the state, been successful wherever he's coached at. And been here at Poteau. They won a state championship in 2019. Semifinals a year ago, got beat by Wagner, the eventual state champions, and it's a team that's going to be there again. The Cougars would not face Poteau for a while. It'd be at least round 3 or at least till the semis. I think I think that's right. We looked at the bracket. I have to look at it again, but first thing you got to worry about is just getting this week behind you. Preparing well for Broken Bow next week. Finish the season at 9-1 and go in the playoffs healthy with a home game and ready to correct what went wrong. You know what it takes now. You got an 8-0 record, but you just played the number 1 team in the state, so you know what it takes to make a run in November. On 4th down, they run it to Waddell up the middle, and he is finally drugged down. George Maddox, I think, back in the game. Nope, Chase Bailey. But Waylon Waddell carried it inside the 5 down to about the 1-yard line, I believe. Maybe let's mark it the 2.
Yes, 2.
16-yard pickup on 4th down. So Pirates looking to strike again. They've got some backups in there, continuing to move the football. They have one guy on the roster. Looking for him to see if he's in the game. 6'9", 350. John. Not in the game at this point. Big old, he's a senior. They snap it, direct snap, and there's nothing there.
He's got the ball.
Cougars got it going the other direction. Kelton Stipe was headed. If the ball was loose, and they tried to run up the middle. That was a kind of a strange play.
What was the play?
I saw it looked like almost a direct snap. The Cougars stuffed it. Kelton Stipe was headed the other way with the football. And they're going to mark it at the 1-yard line.
So they gained a yard?
Got a yard out of the play. I didn't even see who got the carry.
I never saw anybody with the ball other than Kelton. That's weird.
1:30 to play. Cougar trying to put up a goal line stand here just for a little bit of pride here late in this game. Down 40-7. Pirates rush to the line of scrimmage. They got a backup quarterback in the game, and they take a knee. Caston Fox, good sportsmanship by head coach Greg Warner. It's Caston Fox, a freshman quarterback, takes a knee on 2nd and goal. For some reason, the clock stopped now. I don't know why. The officials are telling them to run it. The Poteau Pirates will be 9-0 on the season. They'll hold that number 1 ranking. They knock off the 4th-ranked Ada Cougars. It appears by a final score tonight of 40-7. Something crazy happens here. The Pirates will bring in the play and probably snap it, and the quarterback Fox will take another knee. Ada's 4th road game of the year. As Fox does take the knee. And they'll have to snap it maybe. Nope, not going to have to snap it again. That'll do it. The Poteau Pirates are district champions in Class 4A4. Unfortunately, at the disposal of the Ada Cougars tonight. Poteau is the better football team. They came out. Cougars fought hard. They prepared all week, got ready for the game, but it was just Poteau Pirates. Sometimes you're just the better team. Not the better team in Poteau tonight. was the better football team. They beat the Ada Cougars 40-7. We'll have your post-game show, your final stats, and more. This is Cougar Football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Costner Stadium, where the Ada Cougars have taken their first loss of the season tonight. The number one team in Class 4A, the Poteau Pirates, showed why they're number one. They beat Ada 40-7, a game that the Cougars, after spotting Poteau 10 early points, proud of their effort. They fought back and went on a 6-play, 80-yard drive, showed some physicality, Trey, and went down the field on some Colton Carlock and Xander Ryan's runs and got in the end zone on a Carlock 1-yard touchdown. It's 10-7, and but from that point on, Poteau scores 30 unanswered. Still in the game at halftime at 19-7. Mistakes hurt the Cougars throughout the game, but the 21-0 third quarter, when the Cougars again gave Poteau 3 possessions, all starting on the Cougars side of the 50-yard line, and that's just tough to overcome. And the Cougars drop it by a final count of 40-7.
Yeah, this is what you call a flusher, Kenny. I don't even know that you watched the film, but for whatever reason, and them getting their first possession on the 1-yard line's got to bring back so many negative thoughts from last year. Here we go again. And it just kind of spiraled after that. We did have the one good drive, but drop passes, bad passes, fumbles, missed blocks, missed tackles. I don't want to say we didn't do anything good because there were spots, but we did. We failed in every way we could as well, and can't do that against a good team.
Hadn't turned the ball over in the last 4 to 5 weeks of the season, hardly at all. Had really 4 tonight if you count the punt that was fumbled, and we gave him the ball at the 1-yard line,
and plus a safety.
And plus a safety. So, yeah, just you can't do that against most teams, especially the number one team in the state. And Poteau deserved the win. They're 9-0. They're district champions, 6-0 in district play. Cougars dropped to 8-1 and 5-1. Cougars will be the number 2 team, regardless of the outcome by any schools next week. Cougars will finish second and host a playoff game in 2 weeks after they finish the regular season against Broken Bow.
I'm going to predict right now we host 2.
Okay.
I think there'll be an upset from that. I think the 3-2 will be an upset from the Blanchard, Newcastle, Tuttle will play the number 2 Weatherford. I think.
Gotcha.
And I think they'll win. I think talked to Jeff Waters earlier today, and he mentioned it, and I agree with him. I think that district will go 3-1. I think Clinton will win, although they did get beat by Cash tonight.
7-0. Yeah, Cash shut them out.
Interesting.
Kind of anything can happen. We're getting into last Friday in October, and we're getting to that time of the year where you just never know what's going to happen on that scoreboard.
Are you going to get to use your heater next week?
It's only going to be in the 60s. I think I'll be okay one more week. Maybe that first playoff game, if old man winter comes calling. We'll see. 19-7 at half. Your 8 at Eson. Recap quickly of the second half. Really, it took place in the third quarter. Poteau won the toss to start the game, deferred, so they got the ball to start the second half, and they got free on a kickoff return and took it from around their own 10, 15-yard line all the way to the Ada 47 and went 47 yards in 7 plays. Again, they don't do it, but it's about a little over 6 yards to play, which is good, but that's what they do. 4, 5, 6, 7 yards per carry. Took them 4 minutes, 7 seconds. Got a 24-yard touchdown run on 4th down. Cougars had it behind the sticks at 1st and 25, and they got out of it, got it to a 4th and 1, and went untouched around the right end. Spencer Perry for a 24-yard touchdown, PAT good, 26-7. Ada would fumble. Ryan's fumbled on the second play of the Cougar next drive after a 13-yard pass to Lindsey for a first down. A fumble by Ryan's recovered by Poteau's Grady Jackson. They would go 8 plays, 31 yards again. Took them a while to go 31 yards, but they found the end zone on another run by Perry in the end zone, and they led it 33-7 after it beats PAT. Ada would run 3 plays and fumble again on their next drive and get the football and Poteau would start at the Ada 15-yard line, 4 plays, 15 yards, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, and at that point the game's over. It's 40-7, and Ada's was behind the 8 ball, and the team that changed the possession. Ada had a little drive going in the fourth quarter before there another fumble by Brock Boyles and another Ada turnover, and the Cougars lose it. Your second half recap brought to you by Ada Nissan. 40-7, the final. We'll have your final statistics with Trey Kinley next. This is Cougar Football from Poteau. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Costner Stadium, the post-game show of Ada Cougar Football from Poteau, where the Poteau Pirates on senior night flexed their muscles. They showed why they're number one in the state in Class 4A in the game of the week in Oklahoma. It's all Poteau tonight, 40-7. Cougars showed signs of some offense on a couple of drives. Trey Kinley has your final statistics.
Pull it over here where you guys can see it. Poteau finished 18 first downs, 52 rushes for 275 yards. So a little over 5 yards a carry. Finished 4 or 5 passing, 36 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. 10 penalties for 95 yards, 3 of 11 on third down, 4 or 5 on fourth down, and 1 of 1 on field goals. Ada finished with 13 first downs, 28 carries for 114 yards. 6 of 15 passing for 53 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 fumbles, 3 lost, 8 penalties for 44 yards, so no big penalties. 3 of 9 on third down, 0 of 1 on fourth down. Individually for Poteau, rushing Spencer Perry 13 for 82 and 2 touchdowns. Jackson Summers 13 for 79 and a touch. Dax Collins 11 for 61 and a touch. Holden Maddox 6 for 23. Waylon Waddell, 4 for 21. Caleb Andrews, 3 for 8. Had 1 unassigned run. I'll have to figure that out later, 1 for 1. That was actually it was on that first and goal. I have no idea how they gained a yard, so somebody got it. Sam Tekla, 1 carry for no yards. Passing, Tekla 4 or 5 for 36. No touchdowns, 1 interception. Dax Collins, 1 for 30. Spencer Perry, 2 for 3. And Jackson Summers, 1 for 3. Individually for Ada, Colton Carlock had 8 for 64, a touchdown and a fumble. Xander Rhines, 12 for 38, had a fumble. Chauncey Conway, 5 for 15. Case did not have a rush, that's a pass. LaKeven, 1 for 0. Brock Boyles, 1 for -8. Passing, Brock is actually 5 of 14 for 40 yards, 45 yards. 6 of 14 for 45 yards. Colton Carlock, 1 of 2, or 0 of 1. Receiving, Deontay had 3 for 35. Keeve had 2 for 14. Kamari had 1 for 4. And then Case had the 1 for 5. Better than last year, but still a long ways off.
Yeah, you look at, again, you kind of one statistic that you sum it up is the 4 turnovers, the over-the-head snap on the punt for the safety, and then the fumbled snap on the punt that gave them both the 1 yard line. There's just six big plays right there in the game that you really can't have, and it happened tonight. The Cougars will shake that off and bounce back. So we'll get a chance next week. This one's behind you. They met quick after the game. They get on the bus. They go home. Getting your ice bath tomorrow. Get healthy again. Just saw a few players kind of limping there toward the end of the game to just get healthy heading into next week. It's Broken Bow, and we'll at home on senior night, and the final district game of the season, the final regular season game. And Sallisaw, I'm going to give you the district scores real quick tonight. Fort Gibson beat Sallisaw in overtime, 49-48. So we've got a mad scramble for third and fourth now in district. It's wide open. Medill, who had a chance in there, they got beat by Hilldale 20-14. Hilldale now a 2-win district team. They kind of joined the chance for that 3 or 4 spot. They're on the outside looking in. And Broken Bow leading Stillwell late. The last score on that game was 33-26. Broken Bow. They try to stay in the hunt as well for a spot in the postseason. And of course, Poteau wins here 40-7. So now it's again the senior night. Going to be a special night next week. I encourage you to get out right now. Looking ahead, looks like no rain maybe by next Friday, and temperature in the 60s. So it'll be a decent night for football. Come out and really support these young men as they get to, and not only these players, but the rest of the seniors from all the programs that support Ada football will be recognized as well. Trey, next Friday night.
Yeah, I do want to give one score, Kenny. Cash.
Yeah.
beats Clinton 7-0. That's a surprise to me. Obviously, don't know what's going on or anything like that. But and then Tuttle and Newcastle 14-13. Newcastle and Blanchard earlier this year was, I think, that same score, really close, and that's why I think that number 3 team there beats the number 2 team in Clinton's district, and that's who so that would give us the second home game because we beat the 2 seed.
If we can, the Cougars would have to win that first home game, of course, in the playoffs. So we're assured the next 2 weeks at home. Broken Bow to wrap up the regular season in the first playoff game.
Probably
2
Uliga
weeks.
is my guess.
Yep.
Or Miami. I don't know. We'll see.
So the next 2 weeks are going to be 7:30 kickoffs. We
Yep.
do know that with 7 o'clock pre-games here at K80ARadio.net.
May go a little bit earlier next week, Kenny, if you're going to do that senior interview.
Yep. Could be a few minutes early, so be sure to tune in around for 7:30 kick. Tune in around 6:50, 6:55 for maybe some airtime, as I'll have several seniors on, some interviews this week, and have a good time talking to those young men as we get ready for their final regular season home game. Trey Kinley, it's been enjoyed the trip here. Didn't like the outcome, but Poteau Pirates win it 40-7. Mason Lee, great job on camera. Carter Kinley, our engineer. Trey Kinley, great job always as the color guy, and I appreciate you joining us for Ada Cougar football. Our next broadcast next Friday night, Ada and Broken Bow on senior night from Coy Easto Stadium. Until then, from Poteau, Oklahoma, I'm Kenny Morrison. God bless. Good night, everybody.